Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
Commander Football Friday, ladies and gentlemen, here at Wilemon Field, historic Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington. Yes, it is that time again for Bowie Volunteer Football as your Bowie Volunteers 0-2 coming off of a tough loss last week are taking on the traveling Coppell Cowboys. The Cowboys 2-0 ranked in the state. They are ranked in the top 10 according to high school sports for the Metroplex. This is Jett Holly bringing you all the live action for this Bowie Volunteer Football game on Zach Honor Productions presented by John Wade Roofing. And to my left, I'm going to be joined by somebody new today, somebody special. He's a UT Arlington broadcasting student. You might hear him on UTA radio calling UTA basketball, calling Maverick volleyball, and Maverick baseball and softball. Today, he gets his first chance to call some football. He's an Arlington's own, went to Martin High School. Jett Nelson. How's it going, Jett?
Jott, thank you for that introduction, man. This is really great to be here on the Chapman Cornelius pregame show, but what a matchup we have tonight, man. The Bowie Volunteers trying to stand tall against a notorious opponent in the Coppell Cowboys. I'll tell you what, this atmosphere, I grew up in this city, Jott. I love this atmosphere. We got the bands playing. Coppell traveled very well to this road matchup here at Wilemon Field. And to be honest, this is a new area for me. I went up to the games would be at, the UT Arlington football stadium there because I graduated in 21. So it's really fun to see this atmosphere as we have the captains coming out onto the field. Just an amazing view here from the press box.
And it's been an amazing view to watch a beautiful football game. Like I said, Bowie's coming in 0-2 after a double overtime loss the last time they were here at Wilemon. Last week, they came off a close game to Keller that they lost 34-28. Meanwhile, on the other side, Coppell, top-ranked team in the state, powerhouse of football. They have a powerhouse lineup of players out there that you can see. Jett, what's one player from Bowie you're looking forward to today?
It's really going to come down to this quarterback play, man. I mean, 6 touchdowns on the year. If this offense wants to keep up with the Cowboys, I think they're really going to have to rely on that air raid. But I think it's also taken, you want to take a look at the running back play here as well. Darian Bowers, 5.8 yards per carry. I know you've watched him a couple times already.
Yeah, Darian Bowers, his first game I saw him, he was very dominant in the loss. He kind of took away, him getting so many carries kind of took away from the star receiver Dylan Talley. But Darian Bowers is going to be a name we're going to call a lot. Speaking of Dylan Talley, Jett, he's 6'3". He's got a lot of D1 offers and recruits looking at him. What are you expecting tonight out of Dylan?
Well, I want to really see him be composed. You mentioned those offers. I mean, you got to focus on this year first. You got to show those scouts your abilities. So I think if he stays composed, if he stays focused on this game, this could really add on to the highlight reel, no doubt about it. And, also looking throughout this Bowie Volunteer team, I mean, there's just so many players you could talk about. And you also got to, tip your cap to the leadership here, Joseph Sam. He's got this team looking, they play to win. There's no doubt about that. They play hard, and there's no reason why we wouldn't see that tonight.
And you said he plays hard. He has his team always ready to go. For something we're going to look forward to tonight. The teams are on the field. They're at the coin toss. Bowie's getting run through the tunnel. Fans, we want to let you know that this pregame show is brought to you by Chapman Cornelius. Chapman Cornelius is Insurances, Inc., a family-owned business with teams of professionals who have served the city of Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budgets. Call April or Jason today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. Fans, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. When we get back, we're ready for some 6A football, Bowie, Coppell, right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial, auto, or even life and health insurance, their knowledgeable agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April or Jason at 817-265.
And we are back here at the historic Wilemon Field, where we are just a couple minutes away from kickoff. We're between the Bowie Volunteers and Coppell High School Cowboys. Jett, first chance to call some play-by-play football. I know you don't get the chance much at UTA with us not having a team, 40 years of running.
Right.
But soon, hopefully soon, we'll get one day.
They're working on it, man. I hope so.
But what's one thing you're looking for tonight when it comes to some football and your first chance of calling play-by-play?
You know, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun no matter what happens in this game. But if it comes down to the wire, we've seen both of these teams have overtime matchups coming into this one early in the season. It's non-district, and this Bowie Volunteers team really wants a top 20 victory in the state of Texas. There is no doubt about that, so I want to see both of these teams play really hard. My expectation for the Volunteers, play crazy. Hair on fire style of football. And what else would you rather have on your home field, historic Wilemon Field, in front of a great crowd here? That's exactly my expectations.
And Jett, we're going to take one more second. We'll come right back. Fans, don't forget that this game is brought to you by John Wade Roofing, Bowie Volunteer Football on Zach Arnold Productions. We'll be right back, and we'll kick off right after this.
Pecan Park Dental isn't your typical dental office. Nestled under the shade of 60-year-old pecan trees, Dr. Stephanie Bangs and her team provide advanced dental care in a warm, inviting setting that feels like home. Whether you're looking for the latest cosmetic dentistry or a cozy place where you and your kids feel at ease, Pecan Park Dental is your go-to in Arlington. This broadcast is the intellectual property of Zach Arnold Productions. Any use of their multimedia, including audio, video, images, and other content, may not be repurposed without prior express consent of Zach Arnold Productions. We thank you for your cooperation and for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.
All right, fans, we're back here at the historic Wilemon Field here on the east side of Arlington. The sun's going down, but it's right in front of our eyes on the other side of the home press box. Soon, by the end of this first quarter, the sun will be out of our eyes completely for the night. But right now, we're in for a good September football, September the 13th, Friday the 13th. It's not a scary day like October, but it's going to be hopefully some scary good football. Jett, what do you expect?
I mean, I want Bowie to make this a scary game for Coppell. I mean, they might have their heads looking forward to next week. They're getting closer to district play, these Coppell Cowboys. So if I'm Bowie, I want to run the ball really well. We already talked about 5.8 yards per carry there for Bowers. Just play physical. Play smash mouth football. You know, the way I've always watched it, the Arlington way.
The Arlington way. That is correct. And now we're getting the Arlington way. We're getting the game about teed off. Bowie's coming out, ready to tee off the ball. Coppell's already on the field. It's a warm night. The sun's going down. Coppell's going to get the ball first. They won the toss, elected to receive. So they're going to get the ball going right to left. If you look at it from our vantage point, we are on the visitor side with the Coppell Cowboys in the booth. But we got a good view of some good football. And Coppell traveled pretty well today.
Oh, no doubt about it. The band already ready to roll here at Wilemon Field. I'm looking at it's got to be at least 1,000 fans here. No doubt about it.
And those people are still at the gates. I know we got more people coming for Bowie. It's Teachers Appreciation Day for Coppell. They're a top 10 team ready to play. And the ball is teed off at the 40, and the kick is on its way. We're going to start with the high pooch kick, fielded about the 22-yard line for Coppell. He takes a left, he fields it, he finds a way, he finds a block, he's down, pushed out of bounds at the 40. A gang of tacklers, 4 volunteers to tackle the returner out of bounds. So that's where Coppell's going to start with the ball at the 40-yard line, going east or going right.
Not a bad pickup there for Tucker Casano. Getting that one. He wasn't really expecting the catch there, but takes it up midfield. And now, not bad starting position here for the Cowboys. A lot of expectations here. First drive. If I'm Coppell right here, I really want to see some good play from my quarterback. Obviously, it's going to be tough in a road environment like this, but you really want to see Edward Griffin get off to a good start here.
First and 10. Ball's going to be at the 40-yard line. Edward Griffin in the back. Shotgun. Receiver's running back to his left. He fires to the 45. That ball is caught, and the receiver falls at the 47. So that's going to be a 7-yard gain.
It looked like Brock Mitchell there just kind of lost his footing in the flat there, but still a good 3 to 4 yard pickup there for the Cowboys.
There you go. Second. I'll actually look more about 5 or 6. About 2nd and 4. That was a good little quick pass. Bowie wasn't expecting it. Now we're going to come out 2nd and 4. Shotgun look, big receivers to the left, running back to the left.
We might continue to see Coppell in the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the left.
Edward Griffin, he came into the game, 61% completion, 2nd down. He turns around, he fires to number 88. That ball is caught. Breaks the tackle, breaks another man, missed, and he's down at the 45 of Bowie's territory. That was a big catch by number 88, Jacoby Coleman, senior for Coppell.
I mean, that senior experience really showed right there. He knew how to get his footwork rolling, able to pick up some extra yards after the catch. Really impressive play there from the senior. Now we're looking at a 1st down here for the Cowboys.
1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line for Coppell. They're driving in Bowie territory. The snap, Griffin looks over to the right. He fires, finds another man in the slot. That man is pushed down about the 37-yard line. I believe that is Jacoby Coleman again, number 88.
I was about to say the same thing. That sun might be getting to us, but that looked like 88 to me.
It looks like from here, yeah, that's 88. So 2 quick catches already for Jacoby Coleman, and now Coppell is driving the ball, 2nd and 3.
And if I'm this Bowie defense, these are the plays you want to limit the most. Obviously, we haven't seen the deep threat yet from the Cowboys, but you really don't want to see Coppell start to march down the field, at least this early into the game.
And that's one thing that Bowie's front line is going to have to work through. 2nd and 3, ball is at the 37. He's in the man in motion. Griffin takes it. He read option. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He had a option pitch for number 13, but decides to keep it. And he's down at the 35-yard line. Sorry, too many options. Got me tongue-tied.
That looked like maybe a new addition to the playbook there for the Cowboys. He kind of faked the handoff there, tried to get the play action fake. Takes it himself, almost in wildcat formation, it looked like. But really just didn't get anything there. Back to 2nd and 10 here for the Cowboys.
Edward Griffin's got a lot of running carries, 21 carries, 192 attempts, 9 yards a carry this season so far, 2 games. Now it's 1st and 10. Ball's at 35-yard line for Coppell driving in. Ball snapped. Option pitch to the right. And that running back is met in the backfield by number 0, Okello, a number name that we should look forward to tonight.
I know you were telling me about him already before the game. That senior there on the defensive edge side for the Bowie Volunteers made a statement right there. But one thing we kind of noticed about this Coppell team transferring from a 12-win season last year, they lost some talent there on the offensive line. Might be a struggle point for the Cowboys.
And the running back you saw was Omarion Mbakwe. He's going to have a lot of carries tonight. It's going to be 2nd and 11. The ball's handed off. No, play action fake. Over again, number 88 to Coleman. Coleman has room, and he stumbles on his feet again down at the 14-yard line.
Once again, the Bowie defense getting bailed out there by the turf. And once again, we talked about it already. The Bowie defense needs to be on their toes. There's a man, I think it might have been a zone coverage, actually, just getting beat there towards the middle of the flats.
And with a quick snap, they're going to hand the ball to Mbakwe. He is brought down with force. Good play by the Bowie defensive line to keep that ball from going anywhere. That's number 92. Joseph Williams IV coming in making a statement tackle.
That's what Bowie needed to see right there. Just make a statement, show that aggressive style of play there on the defensive front. Good to see here for the Vols.
2nd and 10, shotgun look. 2 receivers to the left, running back Mbakwe to the left, quarterback Griffin. Griffin takes the snap, hands over to Mbakwe. Nope, pulls it back, play action. He's under pressure. He runs. He's brought down by Okello at the 9-yard line. The defensive line, Okello, was not fooled by any read option play actions there. But now it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal.
I wonder how much longer the Cowboys are going to try that fake handoff. Just doesn't really seem to be working past the likes of Okello there.
They have to keep an eye on any inside slants. Coleman's already has 3 catches, and that last catch was a big catch off of the inside slant. So Bowie's playing the zone. Hopefully keep their eyes open. We're looking at a third and 7 or so. They're not in goal-to-goal territory yet because they still can get a 1st down here. But Griffin comes out. Empty set. Back there by himself. Watch out for his legs. Takes the snap. Looks to his right. Looks to his left. He's under pressure. Good timing. And that ball is going over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Cowboys. The ball is brought in by number 1 for Coppell. Good catch. He was wide open in the back end zone. That is Tucker Casano, the wide receiver, senior wide receiver. And as you mentioned, there's a whole bunch of seniors on this team.
Oh, yeah. I'm only looking at about 10 juniors on the roster here for the Cowboys. And that's the 2nd time we mentioned Casano. I bet I'm going to see his name through the stat line tonight. I mean, just great offensive line protection. I guess I kind of jinxed it there. Maybe that offensive line for the Cowboys maybe heard me there and decided to tighten up a little bit. So he had a lot of time in the pocket, almost 8 seconds there in the pocket. He's able to get that throw right across the middle Another bad look for that zone coverage there for the Vols.
And the extra point is up and good. Sounds like Coppell's coach Herbie calling the inside slant, second inside slant for a big game. Now it's 7-0 Coppell. 7 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the first quarter. This is Bowie Volunteer Football presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this for Bowie's first possession.
Taqueria Taco Express is your one-stop shop for all things authentic Mexican in Arlington and Grand Prairie. And this fall, you'll now have 4 stops to choose from. Visit the new location off 20 and Little Road or any of their 3 original locations and try their $10 Taco Tuesday. It includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca. They also feature new birria items plus tortas, gorditas, and more. Find out just how much more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to Wilemon Field here on the east side of Arlington. This is Jett Holly with Jett Nelson, UTA Radio's own Jett Nelson in the booth with me, calling the Bowie Volunteers and the Coppell Cowboys. Coppell, after a very impressive first drive, is up 7-0, but Bowie's about to get the ball to start their first drive of the ball game.
And something I noticed there for the Cowboys, they were able to take a good 4 minutes off the clock there. I bet we're going to see more of that clock coverage there for Coppell.
The ball is spotted at the 40. The ball is up and kicked. It's fielded back at the the ball's going to sail over everybody's head, bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Bowie's going to come out with the ball at the 25-yard line. And this will be a first chance to see the Volunteer offense. And the name that we've been looking forward to is Bowers. The running back Bowers is going to be the name we're going to call a lot with this run-heavy offense.
Expect to see Larry Nichols do some damage through the air as well. He's already got 6 touchdowns on the season. We know the Volunteers have already been through 2 exciting games. I think the main way Bowie can keep this one close is if they make it exciting, make it scary here on Friday the 13th here for Coppell.
Larry Nichols, the quarterback, he's 58% completion percentage on the year, 428 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He's back there in the shotgun. Bowers to his left, hands the ball off to Bowers. Bowers finds a hole, and that hole closes up really quick down at the 24-yard line, gain of possibly 1 for the Bowie Volunteers.
Just really good work from the linebacking crew there for Coppell. Alex Kraus just came right out of the backfield, swarmed the line there for pretty much no gain there for the Vols.
So now we're looking at second, and they didn't get him forward progress. 2nd and 10, Bowie's ball, 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Looks like Bowie might be calling an audible here. A lot of movement there in the backfield.
A lot of movement. Looking for tight end Zion Shelley to get a lot of playing today. Nichols in the backfield. He looks, he fires. He has a man open. Oh, that ball is tipped by a man inside. I was trying to get the ball to Dylan Talley, but he is shaded double inside with the man on top and the man on the inside. But there's a flag on the play.
And Nichols got really lucky there. Both hands collided with the ball. Maybe just too much power on the throw from Nichols bails him out right there.
Let's see what the flag is going to be. It might be a defensive pass interference. So Dylan Talley, he's a 6'3" receiver. He's very, very highly recruited out of Bowie High School. One of the big schools that's looking at him is University of Colorado. Again, Coach Prime, they got a big game tomorrow coming up after last week. Dylan Talley is going to be a name we're going to look forward to. He has 184 yards and 14 catches, 4 touchdowns, and he got a big one last time I saw him here 2 weeks ago in the double overtime loss to Flower Mound.
And you know, Talley had this game circled on his calendar because Coppell's got that more of a statewide spotlight here. Now he's got a chance to shine here for the Vols. It's something you really love to see here. That's just an Arlington guy, seeing guys like Talley being able to reach that national spotlight. I really hope that opportunity goes well.
Now after the pass interference, Bowie can get the ball at the 35-yard line.
And I think penalties have been almost a struggle here for the Cowboys this season as well. I believe they've had 11 so far on the season.
1st and 10, ball Smith 35. Nichols looks like he's going to call an audible. He has Bowers to his right. He has Dylan Talley at the top. One-on-one coverage with number 3 from Coppell, Seth Carruthers. Carruthers going to have a tough challenge for him. Talley looks over. He's got a man one-on-one coverage. That ball is snapped over Nichols' head. Nichols able to fall on it back at the around the 15-yard line. So big, terrible mistake there for Bowie. And it's going to kill their forward progress.
And right when you get a gift, they blow it right there. But hey, you still got the ball. It's only 2nd down, but it is going to be 2nd and long here. So expect the Vols maybe to try to get something big through the air.
They're going to mark the ball down at the 19. That is where Nichols started his slide down. So it'd be 2nd and 26. Under 7 minutes left to go. Bowie's going left to right down the field, and they have a lot of ground to make up. Shotgun look. Nichols sends a receiver open in motion. Sends a receiver in motion. Tally is down at the bottom of our view. One-on-one coverage again. Ball snap. Good snap this time. He looks, fires over, and that ball is caught in the middle by Zion Shelley. He's brought down at the 32-yard line, and it took 10 Coppell Cowboys to get him down. That is a big tight end.
That's exactly what I wanted to see from Nichols and the Vols there. Just find a way to spread that zone coverage out and find a way to make a throw. Now you got the yards to gain there cut in half, probably around 12 to 13 here. Still a 3rd and long, but definitely a lot more manageable than 26.
3rd and long. They spotted Zion Shelley down to the 31. He took about 10 Cowboys down to get him down. Nichols comes out in the shotgun tight. So everybody's bunched in. Barris to his right. Coppell's going to bring pressure. You can see the linebackers coming. The ball is snapped. Good snap. Fires over to the right. That ball is brought in at the 32, and is brought down at the 36-yard line. That ball is brought in by Samaj Green, number 1. He had tried to make a man miss. Didn't have enough room on the sideline. Now it's going to bring up a 4th and 10, and Bowie's going to punt.
Green still about 8 yards short of the first down marker there. I like the play call, really expecting Green to get some yards after catch there, but just a good job by that secondary there for the Cowboys, bringing up the punt situation here for the Vols.
Bowie's looking for a punt. They're going to have an early punt. Coppell's going to get the ball back with about 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. See if the defense can come out and make a stop. Coppell had the ball the first time they went down the field, scored, but like you said, about 4 minutes. Bowie's looking for something different. The ball is snapped. Nice snap. High punt. That ball is brought in. And everybody's called away from it. Oski. Brought down at the 32-yard line. So that's where the Coppell Cowboys will start their second drive of the game. With under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, it is Coppell 7, Bowie 0. Here on Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by John Way Roofing. This is Zach on Productions. We'll be right back.
Hi everybody, Paul Lovato from Jambo's Barbecue at the historic Arlington Steakhouse here on Division Street. If your teenagers make your fridge look like you've never buy groceries, then stop by for a Jambo Texan sandwich or our Sadie loaded potato. The king and queen of barbecue meals will fill your kids up and keep them full long after the game is over. Peace, love, barbecue, and football.
And we are back here to Wilemon Field. Coming back out of the break. It's going to be 2nd and 7, first down. Coppell got out to the field quick. They snapped the ball as fast as possible. And it caught us off guard, too. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 now at the 40-yard line. It was a 3-yard run up the middle right there for Coppell on first down.
Now that the Cowboys have the lead, they might be trying to punch the ball up the middle a lot more there with Omarion and Mbakwe. He's got over 160 yards on the season so far. Might try to get that number up tonight.
On 2nd and 7, Griffin drops back. He is under pressure. He's scrambling, and he finds a hole. He finds another hole. There's a flag on the play, but he's brought down at the 45-yard line. So there might be a hold on the play on Coppell, but Griffin was able to make do with what he had with his legs to try to get them that first down.
Got to give credit to Griffin there. Did great footwork there, able to get through that middle part of the defense there for the Vols. Just a clear missed tackle there. Just wasn't able to get the wrap-up complete there from the linebacking crew, but now Coppell might get pulled back here.
Right now, the referee's call, and they called a face mask on Bowie. So Coppell's going to mark that ball up. Now they're going to have the ball 1st and 10 in Bowie Volunteers territory.
And that's something you really want to limit, those 15-yard penalties, just giving a free first down here to the Cowboys. You're hoping to restrict those first downs already, even more so those free ones coming from the flags.
Last time we saw Bowie here in the 50-48 loss in double overtime, they had 10 first-half penalties. Today they already have 2. 1st and 10, ball's at the 41-yard line for Coppell. Griffin comes out, 3 receivers to his left, Mbakwe to his right. Looks up to the sideline, looking for his play call. Still looking for his play call. Bowie comes out with 4 defensive linemen down on the ground. They got linebackers moving all over the field. Ball is snapped. Griffin drops back. He looks. He fires deep. That ball is a beautiful throw ball behind the coverage, and that is a Coppell touchdown. Number 13 for Coppell, Harry Hassman, got behind the defense, and he got into the end zone on a beautifully thrown ball by Griffin. So that means Coppell has a 13-0 lead pending this extra point.
Antonio Berto there for the Vols, just not close enough there on the coverage, but what a spiral there from Griffin. That's going to be his 5th touchdown because he's had 2 today. 5th touchdown on the season there for Griffin. Cowboys could be looking at an early 14-0 lead
Coppell,
here at Wilemon Field.
this is why it's showing Coppell as a top-ranked team in the Metroplex. They're going to be a force to reckon with if their offense could play as efficient as they are now. Pinning this extra point, the ball is snapped, kick is up, and it is good. Up through the uprights, perfectly through. Coppell 14, Bowie 0 here at Wilemon Field. 3 minutes, 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter. This is Volunteer Football, presented by John Wayne Roofing. This is Zach Arnold Productions, and we will be right back after this.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
And we're back here on Wilemon Field where the Coppell Cowboys lead 14-0 over the Bowie Volunteers.
Now, this is going to be a big possession coming up for the Volunteer offense. This is where we want to see that electricity come from the offense. Just play like you got nothing to lose here. You're down 14. Got to come up with something here.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line, waiting the kick. Like you said, Bowie's got to come up with something. They cannot go 3 and out. They have to cut down the penalties. 2 weeks ago versus Flower Mound, when we last saw them, at 10 penalties in the first half. Today, they already have 2, and they've already came back to hurt them early. We're waiting on this kick for Coppell to go up in the air.
I was wondering what that little early formation was there for the Cowboys. Now the coaching staff trying to talk to the officials here. They bunched up towards the tee, ran away. Now they're back to the winged formation here. So a substitution being made. Just a lot of confusion here for the Cowboys.
It looks like Coppell had 10 men on the field. Number 32 here at the bottom, the up man, the man closest to us on the field ran on late. Now there's 11 on the field. The ball is up, kick. This is a deep kick. Back, and it's fielded at the 4-yard line. Bowie's gonna field it. Takes off to the right. He no face mask call. Finds a man over. There's a face mask penalty there. Finds another hole. He's brought down at the 27-yard line, and there's another flag here of the 40-yard line. So that ball is returned, brought to the left, ran to the right. Face mask called in the middle. There's another flag here on the 45-yard line. Ultimately brought down at the 27-yard line.
Talk about a good move there for Princeton Campbell, able to draw the face mask penalty and able to break away to the left side of the field away from us here at the visitor press box. But what a move there. And like I said, we want to see something crazy happen here for the Volunteer offense. Getting it done on special teams is an easy way to spark that fire.
Princeton Campbell, he's got a lot of speed out there. He's one of the receivers that you might not hear about because he's not in the top 3 of the depth chart, but he's going to make a big impact today. Speaking of receivers on the depth chart that you are going to hear about, you can hear besides Dylan Talley's name a lot, Samaj Green, number 1, and Kedrick Asonjay Brown, number 4. 2 guys you expect to hear about a lot. Larry Nichols is going to look towards them if you want to make a comeback down 14-0.
Oh, absolutely. If you're in a game where you want to speed things up, you want to save as much time on the clock, you might have to dig into the depth chart a little bit deeper than usual here for the Volunteers. So yeah, expect a lot of playing time for guys like Asunde Brown.
So after the penalty, the ball is going to be spotted at the 42-yard line, and that's where Bowie will take over to start their second drive of the game, down 14-0. With under 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. We're waiting on the ball to be spotted by the referees.
Looks like they're debating the penalty as well. Were they about to call a chipping there from the ref in the middle?
I can't see. They're having a conversation here with the coaches, but the referees went ahead and signaled it through. So it looks like both penalties were on Coppell, but we took the better of both, and now they can get the ball in good field position.
Yeah, only about 7 yards away from midfield there. If you're the Volunteers, that's exactly what you want to see here with about 4 minutes to go.
Whistle. The referee's whistle is finally blown, and Larry Nichols is in the shotgun waiting to receive the snap. Running back to his left, ball is snapped. Nichols rolls to his left. He looks. He fires over. He takes a shot as he throws that ball away out of bounds over Asunde Brown's head. But Nichols took a shot on that rollout pass.
That was the senior Blake Isbell on the defensive line. He was fired up after that one. we should expect to see his name a lot here coming through the backfield.
And he shot out like a rocket. I'm surprised that Nichols got up after that without being hurt. But now we're looking at 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 43-yard line.
I like the play call there from the Vols, though, trying to get some movement out of the pocket here for Nichols.
That ball snapped. Quick fires over to the right. Asante Brown brings it in. He's brought down at the 45. That's going to be first down. Bowie Volunteers. Now they're into Coppell territory here after that big catch.
Now it's time to find that consistency with your offense. If the pass game is working, continue to stick to it. I don't want to see the Volunteers switch to the run game here.
Asante Brown was a receiver on that previous catch where Nichols took a shot. This time he was there. Brings it in. And now we're looking at a good 1st and 10. Ball's at the 45-yard line. 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Bowie has the ball going left to right from our vantage point.
Looks like the Volunteers still using a moderate tempo here. Ball gets snapped.
Zion Shelley in motion. Ball gets snapped. Nichols fires over to Zion Shelley, the tight end, the man in motion. He brings the ball in down at the 37-yard line. Zion Shelley, a big tight end. He's listed as a running back on the depth chart. But the last 2 times I've seen him, he comes in as a tight end. He does everything you need him to do right there. Good pickup for 8 yards.
And that's a play you really got to practice often and frequent for the Volunteers. They're able to draw the defense in on a screen play, find Shelley there for a nice pickup.
Now we're looking at 2nd and 2. Ball's handed off to Bowers. Bowers finds a hole, and that hole closes up really quickly, but he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now we're looking at 3rd and 2 after that gain of no yards there by Bowie.
And coming into the game, we thought the running game was going to be the more powerful attack here. Now it looks like the Volunteers are relying on their pass game because there's nothing on the ground.
They actually marked down Bowers with a loss of 1. So now we're looking at 3rd and 3. Ball at the 39-yard line of Coppell. Bowie still in range to get a first down. They got to pick up something here. Nichols comes out. 2 receivers to the left and the right. Bowers to his right. Coppell's bringing the blitz. The blitz is picked up. Not anymore. The ball is fired out of bounds over the head of everybody. It's going to bring up 4th down. Coppell brought a late blitz, and Nichols couldn't handle it, fires it out of bounds. Now we're looking at 4th and 4 again.
And I mean, good pressure there by the Cowboys, but good acknowledgement by Nichols as well. Able to just get that ball out of bounds, prevent any type of turnover, and now you got a good shot to pin Coppell back in their own side of the field.
On a drive that started with a penalty and then a good ball movement, stalls out at the 39. Bowie's going to bring out the punter. The return man for Coppell is sitting back at the 15, waiting to return this kick. And that's going to be number 16, Ethan Scully. The ball is snapped, punt. That punt is low. It bounces. It rolls. Takes a Bowie roll out of bounds at the 14-yard line. I'm sorry. Be a Bowie roll at the 14-yard line, and that's where Coppell will come out for their 3rd drive of the first quarter, leading 14-0 here at Wilemon Field. 1 minute, 47 seconds left to go. We'll stay right here. Jett, what have you seen so far out of the Coppell Cowboys?
Well, it looks like that offense is really going to be hard to stop throughout the night here for the Vols. It really just plays over the middle. The zone coverage here for the Volunteers is getting really, hard to say it, but exposed here by Griffin and company for the Cowboys. If you're the Vols, you really want to see them start to, maybe result back to man coverage or some type of way to maybe restrict those open air opportunities.
Coppell's going to take their 3rd drive of the game. Starting at the 14-yard line, Griffin takes the snap, hands it up the middle, finds a hole, he breaks, he's down at the 35, makes a man miss, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line. And Bachway was ready to go. He made a man miss, and he stumbled on the turf. The turf monster got him again, and that's the only thing that kept Bowie from being down by 3 scores.
Isaac Rodriguez there with the savior of the Volunteers there play. He was just able to get him there on the ankles. And that's all you need to do. Just bring them down, keep the game alive here.
1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Coppell is moving again. 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Griffin has 2 receivers to his right. Sends it Bachway in motion. Bachway catches the ball out of the backfield as a swing, and he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Good 4-yard pickup for Coppell.
The blocking there just not enough there from the Cowboys. Jacoby Coleman already with 3 receptions, but he needs to work on the blocking there. The Volunteers able to break through and prevent the gain there.
Looking at 2nd and 6. Ball's going to be spotted at the 44-yard line. Coppell's been moving this ball, and Bachway was able to catch that ball out of the backfield. He's done everything so far. Coppell comes out again. 2 receivers to the right, and Bachway to the left. Griffin. Griffin's been very accurate early this game. Since Mbakwe in motion again, look for another swing. Ball snapped to Griffin. Griffin looks. He's looking deep. He takes off running. He has no man there. He finds a man open at the 40-yard line. That ball is brought in 30, the 20. Makes a man miss, and he's brought down at the 14-yard line.
And that really shows the experience there of Edward Griffin. Even when he thought he had the opportunity to take the ground opportunity, then he keeps his eyes upfield, finds the receiver, number 13, there for Coppell, Harry Hassman.
Harry Hassman has the touchdown pass from the last drive. 1st and 10, that ball went quick. Snapped at the 15-yard line, brought down, and Mbakwe is brought in the backfield back of the 20. So we get a loss of yards there. And this quick offense of Coppell is still moving out there.
Number 92, Joseph Williams, the 4th, getting a good opportunity there for a big tackle and for a loss.
And that's how we're going to end the first quarter. The Bowie Volunteers are down 14-0 to the Coppell Cowboys here at Wilemon Field. This is John Holly, Jett Nelson, Zach Arnold Productions. Bring you Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by John Wade Roofing. We will be right back.
Hey Arlington residents, are you tired of rising insurance rates? Then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services Inc. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
And welcome back to the second quarter here with the Bowie Volunteers trail 14-0 to the Coppell Cowboys at Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington, where we're looking at where Coppell's coming out 2nd and 10. They're at the 15-yard line of Bowie going in. Bowie has to make a stop, or this game will be down by 3 scores early.
And I'll tell you what, there is no better place to be. You got AT&T Stadium to your right, the beautiful sunset right in front of you here, and a great football game. We just need Bowie to try to make it a close one.
And the sun is finally down behind their press box, so we can see numbers and players from our vantage point. For 2nd and 10, the ball is snapped to Griffin. Griffin fakes the handoff. He looks. He has a hole up the middle, and that hole is closed quickly. Bowie's defensive line is doing a good job of keeping Griffin contained up the middle, but the outsides and when they come out in the zone is what's getting beat. But either way, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 after no gains there for Griffin.
And something you don't want to see here, that is number 92, Joseph Williams, the 4th, limping, trying to stay on the field there. Looks like his left knee kind of got popped there. He's saying he can stay on, but if you're this early into the game, you definitely don't want to see your starting defensive end come out of the game.
Williams has already had 2 tackles in the first quarter. He comes out there, he's in the pile and makes a big play there on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and 11. Williams needs to make a play and get this offense off the field. The ball is snapped to Griffin. Griffin pump fakes. He fires. He has Hausman in the back of the end zone. That ball is brought in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Coppell. Hausman brings the ball in on a touchdown. Coppell now leads 20-0 over Bowie with 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
And I'll tell you what an amazing play there. That was Hassman, right? There on the back right corner. They're able to drop that left foot down and get the toe drag there for 6. Coppell could be seeing an offensive showdown tonight.
And Griffin has 3 touchdown passes already this game. 2 of them to Hausman. Griffin's doing a good job. They come out for a fake, and Bowie's not able to get Coppell's not able to get the fake because it's a roughing the passer. Pass interference on the fake. The far right corner here, Coppell tried to get Bowie with the little tricky formation. Bowie wasn't ready, and the defender got caught holding. So now we're going to redo the extra point.
Holding's a little bit of an understatement there. That was a tackle there by the defensive, or for the cornerback there for Bowie. I mean, if you got to prevent it, but pretty obvious flag there for the officials.
Yeah, Coppell came out. They didn't think Bowie was paying attention. Bowie clearly wasn't paying attention. But the corner there, number 13, Zach Duncantel, he was the only one that had his eyes on it. He has a height difference, and that's why he needed a pass interference. So we're going to go ahead, do the extra point again. Coppell's leading 20-0.
Offense still on the field here. They're going for 2.
They're going for 2 to make a statement now. And they run up to the line. Griffin under center. Goal line formation. Griffin turns, hands the ball off up the middle. That ball
I don't think he got it.
He doesn't get it. He's looking for the extra push, and he is pushed back. Bowie's defensive line is able to keep Mbakwe out of the end zone for the 2-point conversion, so it's no good. A little pushing and shoving after the play. Bowie was prepared for that, but Bowie's down now, 20-0. 11 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the second quarter. This is Jott Holly, Zach Nelson, bringing you Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by John Wade Roofing. This is Zach on Productions. We will be right back.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
And we are back here at Wilemon Field, where the Coppell Cowboys lead 20-0 over the Bowie Volunteers. Jott Holly, Zach Nelson, UTA combination, bringing you the football game here in the east side of Arlington. Coppell is looking for getting ready to kick off. The ball is spotted at the 40-yard line. Bowie needs a big return or some offense to show up here if they want to not get blown out in this game. The ball is kicked into the back of the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. And Bowie will start their 3rd drive of the game at the 20-yard line.
That one almost had the distance to be a field goal there from the 40-yard line. What a kick there for number 15 for the Cowboys. Bryson Patton sending that one downfield.
And there's a lot of players on this Coppell sideline. There's only so many juniors, a lot of seniors. So all these seniors are making an impact. And the way the game's going, some of the juniors might get in as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Coppell really wants to see how far they can go into the depth chart, because in these early week 3 and 4 here, for Coppell, but it's going to come, November's going to be right around the corner here, and Coppell wants to see what can those younger guys do and put on the table.
After the kickoff, the ball is brought in. The ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, the ball snapped, and the quarterback takes a sack. That looks like a backup quarterback. Looks like Nichols did not come out. That's going to be the backup quarterback, Jaden Bibbs.
I didn't see that one coming. Actually, is that number 10?
That is number 10, Jaden Bibbs, the backup quarterback. He's a junior.
Oh, Bibbs is number, well, it says 15 here on the depth chart. Maybe they updated that. So yeah, that must be Bibbs. There's no other quarterback listed.
There's no other quarterback listed. Yeah, it looks like Bibbs number 10. He's in the backfield. Nichols might be hurt, or he's having a conversation on the sideline somewhere along the way to try to get this offense going. 2nd and 15 after the sack. Ball snapped. Roll out to the right. Bibbs looks. He fires. He has a man. That ball is right past number 8, Dylan Talley. He's going to bring up 3rd and 15.
Looks like Talley almost had the catch there, but got spun around that ball just a little bit behind him on the right side. Now another 3rd and long look here for the Volunteers.
It's a very interesting approach to Bowie. Your backup quarterback comes in. The first thing you do is you throw 2 pass plays. He gets sacked on 1st down. He overthrows a man on 2nd down. Now you're looking at 3rd and 15. If you're Bowie, you need to get something going here, or you're already down 20-0 in the 2nd quarter.
And the way the Volunteers want to look at it is a 2-way threat opportunity there at quarterback. Let's see what he can do here in the backfield.
3rd and 15, the ball is snapped. Bibbs drops back. He's looking. He's under pressure. He rolls to his right. He's looking. He has a hole. He finds the lane, and he runs. He uses his legs, and he's close to 1st down.
I think he's past it.
They are going to give him the 1st down. He's down at the 37-yard line. Good job by Bibbs to come in, use your legs, use your eyes. The pocket breaks down. Nobody's open. The backup quarterback is able to get a hole, get a 1st down, and keep this drive moving.
That's why you put Bibbs into the game, to see what those legs can do, and a big 3rd down pickup there for the Vols.
Going quickly, 1st and 10. Bibbs drops back and fires. He has a man open. That man is caught in the slack. Man brings the ball in a swing. He's brought down at the 50-yard line after making another man miss. Bowie is driving. That ball is brought in by number 3, Antonio Bergdow.
And I love this tempo here for the Vols. Bergdow getting a lot of yards after the catch as well. Now they're at the 49 within Coppell territory.
Bergdow, a sophomore, one of the names you weren't expecting to hear tonight. Sophomore makes a big catch, brings in the 1st down. Now, 1st and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. Bowie, Bibbs, bringing the ball down the field and finally into Coppell territory. Let's see if they can do something on this drive. 1st and 10, ball at the 49. 2 receivers to the left. Bibbs gets the snap, looks, fires to his right. He has Talley one-on-one. 6'3" Tally brings the ball in, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. But we're looking to see if it was a catch or not.
Tally definitely had control of the ball there. The question is, did he get a foot in bounds? And that's what's going to be the tough call there. I might agree with the ref there.
The referee, the sideline judge is saying that he was pushed out of bounds, so that ball's going to be second and 10. But Tally, 6'3", all 6'3" frame, went up, got the ball, wasn't able to get a foot in bounds. But you know he's there now. So we're looking at 2nd and 10. Bibbs coming in, making an impact early as a backup quarterback while we look to see what happens with Nichols, the starter. 2nd and 10, the ball is snapped, brought back. Bibbs using his leg, rolls out to his right. He fires, trying to avoid being sacked, throws the ball away at the 50-yard line. 3rd 10 for Bowie.
And Bibbs showing off his junior experience there. Even though he might be going down to the ground, he's able to get rid of the ball and prevent the sack opportunity there for the Cowboys. Still just 3rd and 10, so manageable, but still long.
So manageable. It's interesting to see the approach they have for this backup quarterback, just letting him come in, use his legs, use his arms. He's doing a good job so far. The offensive line needs to help him. 3rd and 10, sends a man in motion. Bibbs looks, he drops back. He throws the ball to the swing, and that ball is dropped by number 14. Denzel Ponder had the ball in his hands wide open on the swing. And it's going to bring up 4th down. You have to bring the ball in, young man.
And that's one of those plays you can hear those footsteps coming towards you from the defensive secondary there for Coppell, and it pays off there for the Cowboys. Now they got another punt situation coming up here for the Volunteers.
It was a good drive. Bibbs did everything he could to make sure the drive stayed up. We were waiting to see what's going to happen with Nichols, the starter, down 20-0. Now the Bowie's going to punt the ball away to Coppell, who has been unstoppable so far. That ball is snapped. The punt is high, low. Low and short, 2 different words. It's going to be fielded down at the 39-yard line. So that's where Coppell's going to come out for their next drive. Down 20-0. Can the Bowie defense make a stop? 9 minutes left to go here in the first half. John Holly, Jett Nelson, bringing you Bowie Volunteer Football on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. We will be right back.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Pecan Park Dental, where Dr. Stephanie Bangs and her team specialize in caring for the whole family. From routine checkups and cosmetic dentistry to dental implants and treating sleep apnea, they make dental care easy and convenient for busy parents. Located right here in Arlington, Pecan Park Dental is ready to keep your family smiling.
And we are back here to Wilemon Field. The Coppell Cowboys, again, coming out fast after a quick transition. First and 10, hands the ball to Mbakwe, brings the ball in. He runs down about after a 7-yard carry, down at the 36-yard line, 2nd and 4.
I don't know to whose advantage it is, but this game is really being sped up all over.
2nd and 4. Griffin takes the snap, looks, fires to a man open in the slot, brings the ball in. He's brought down at the 47-yard line, 1st down, Cowboys.
I believe that was Coleman again there for the Cowboys. Just another good gain for about 6 or 7. Now just a 2nd and short here for Coppell.
They went ahead and gave him forward progress there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Coppell, ball at the 46-yard line. Going left to right here, starting the 2nd quarter. Griffin in the shotgun. Mbakwe to his left. Fakes the handoff to Mbakwe. Read option. He has a lane. Gets out of bounds. Gets ran out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Close to a 1st down. Griffin using his legs. That's why he's averaging 9 yards a carry. And right there, they went ahead and gave him 10, 1st down.
An amazing play calling here from the Cowboys. Griffin actually pushes his wide receivers to the perimeter, making it look like it could be a deep threat. Ends up taking it himself for the 1st down right there.
After a big run by Griffin, 1st and 10, Cowboys. They're in volunteer territory. Cowboys Volunteers. Griffin has 3 receivers to his right and Mbakwe to his left. 2 men, both been able to run the ball very well. Mbakwe and Griffin. Griffin takes the snap, looks quick, play action, quick fires to his left. That ball is brought in down at the 37-yard line. That was a good catch on the left side. It was like number 1 for Coppell was the one to bring that ball in.
And I'll tell you what, the score might be fading here for the Vols, but the physicality is not. That defense is still swarming the ball, trying to make a stand here on defense.
And that's Tucker Casano, who has the touchdown. He had the first touchdown pass of the game for the Cowboys. Bringing that one there. That's a name that we're going to hear a lot as well. Second down, ball at the 36-yard line, 2nd and 3. Coppell's moving in Bowie territory. Ball snap. Finds Casano again. Casano gets the first down and more. Looking for more. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. And he's pushed out of bounds by 4 or 5 volunteers deep in Bowie territory at the 20-yard line.
And what a play there from the receiver there for Coppell. Able to stay on his feet and stay in bounds at the same time. Definitely showing off his experience there on the perimeter.
Cowboys have weapons everywhere. Casano, Houseman, and Bakwe. They're doing everything they can to make Ernest Griffin's life easy for Coppell. First down. Deep in Bowie territory. 6 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the first half. The ball is handed off. And he breaks a tackle. He breaks another tackle, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. That is a backup running back, Josh Loft, coming in, breaking a tackle, looking like Earl Campbell out there.
And that's just another play there for Mboku, just able to break through that defensive front there for the Volunteers, showing off why he's getting the starting job here for the Cowboys.
They brought the backup running back in locked to the left side of Griffin, number 18. So switching on defense for Bowie as well. First and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. We're going to have a timeout called by Bowie. They're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in the first half. Cowboys lead 20-0 over the Volunteers. This is Volunteer Football, brought to you by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing. We will be right back.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Welcome back. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left to go at Wilemon Field, historic Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington. Gotta let you guys know at halftime, you'll listen to the band play, both Coppell's band and Bowie's band. We'll come back with some halftime stats, keys to the second half. But right now, we still have 6 minutes, 25 seconds left to go before we get to the Taqueria Taco Express halftime show.
And this is where the Volunteer defense likes to show up the most in goal line situations. Coppell at the 5.
Coppell at the 5, first and goal. Ball is handed off, fakes the handoff, looks, fires. Casano. That ball is overthrown. Casano is not able to. No, they called the touchdown. Casano brings the ball in. The referee took a second to put his hands up. It looked like it was overthrown. But the band's playing. One referee has a signal touchdown, and the other one has.
I'll tell you what it was, Jett. It's that brown track that goes around the field. The ball blended right into it because I kind of thought the same thing. But then I saw him get up and kind of start to celebrate a little bit. So I was like, that's got to be a touchdown. But that brown track kind of blending in with the ball.
It looks like it was a touchdown. They got the points on the board. The extra point team's coming out. Touchdown. One referee couldn't call the touchdown right. The other one just put his hands in the air. So now it's 26-0. The ball is up. Good. Extra point. So it's 27-0. I'm going to recap that. It was a first and 5. Casano catches the ball in the back corner of the end zone. It looked like it was out of bounds from our vantage point. Either way, Coppell leads now 27-0. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the first half at Wilemon Field. This is Bowie Volunteer Football presented by Zach Arnold Productions, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We be right back for the kickoff.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
And we are back here at Wilemon Stadium. Beautiful night tonight. It's not a beautiful score on the scoreboard for the Volunteers, but it's a beautiful night. The sun's going down. Bowie's going to get the ball going right to left down the field after Coppell is able to go down the field and drive for a touchdown. Score is 27. Cowboys 27, Volunteers 0.
And here's an opportunity where you might want to see the Volunteers slow down the clock and slow down the tempo, maybe trying to milk what they can offensively here with just 6 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
That ball on the kickoff is kicked out of bounds, so it'll be a touchback. Bowie will start their drive at the 25-yard line. And we're looking down the Volunteer sideline to see if Nichols is going to come back out or if Bibbs, the backup quarterback, is going to come out for the next drive. He was very productive the last drive, using his legs before the drive stalled out.
I think it's back to Nichols there. There's number 7 coming out here for the Vols. So that's what you want to see. Going back to the starter. He's got his head straight. Let's see what they can do.
Score 27-0 Coppell over Bowie. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Nichols is back out there, and the first play for Nichols hands the ball off to Bowers. Bowers looks, he makes a man miss, cuts to the outside. He has no room, pushed back by Cowboys everywhere, but there's a flag at the 25.
Maybe getting a little unnecessary roughness there. A lot of dragging of the jersey there from the Coppell defense, but it's up to the Zebras.
The Volunteers are very, very antsy, the ones that are on the field. But if you look along the sideline, they're all along the bench. Every Volunteer you see on that sideline, they look disgruntled and broken down as if their season is over and this is only game 3.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see here, but, maybe it just takes that solid halftime speech from head coach Joseph Sam, but you're definitely right. Something needs to change there. They're just lacking that energy.
It looks like we had offsetting penalties on the play. So we're going to go ahead and redo the down. Bowie still has the ball. They're coming back out to redo this again. Nichols in the shotgun. Tight formation. Bowers to the right. Since Bowers in motion, Nichols looks to the right. Fires over the middle. It has a man complete. That's Zion Shelley. Shelley's a big man. Gets to the 35 to the 40 and is brought down about the 39 to 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Volunteers.
We don't even need to tell you how tall he is. The way he just requires defenders to bring him down, the Coppell needs 3 there just to get the tackle.
After the big pickup by Zion Shelley, 1st and 10 Volunteers, ball at they gave him the 38-yard line.
Now,
the receivers to the right of Nichols hands the ball off. No, he fakes it. He pulls it back. Finds Shelley again. Shelley makes a man miss. Up to the 40. 45. Makes another man miss. Up to the 50. 45. He's pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Coppell. 1st down, Zion Shelley. 2 big back-to-back plays by the big tight end.
And for Shelley there, we've seen him be able to bring the ball in well, but we haven't seen those wheels come out there for Shelley. He turns them on right there. Now he was going so fast, needs a rest there on the sideline. Substitution there for the Vols.
As Shelley goes to make a rest, Bowie comes back out there ready. Another tight end in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left for Nichols. Bowers to the right. Nichols looks, he makes an adjustment, rolls out to the right. He keeps the ball for himself. Quarterback power, and he is brought down at the 44. And he's getting pushed back by more Cowboys. Maybe a gain of 1 at most.
And it definitely looked like almost a mix match there for the Volunteers offensive line. There was more gray jerseys in the backfield than black ones. So it's a tough look there for the Volunteer offensive line and just pretty much no gain there for Nichols.
There is another flag on the play at the line of scrimmage, the 42. So hopefully this isn't a frustration flag. This is a flag that goes towards helping Bowie get down the field to score. Again, we're going to recap it for you. It's 27-0. Coppell leads over Bowie. Coppell has scored every time they have had the ball. There's 5 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first half. Bowie is at the 42-yard line. The flag was waved off by the referee, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. So the run by Nichols, no gain. Clock is moving. Just under 5 minutes now. The sun has gone down. The Volunteers are going right to left.
They are in Coppell territory. This could be something that we see as an opportunity.
Ball snapped to Nichols. Nichols looks to the left. He fires. He has Dylan Talley. Talley, 6'3", all 6'3", brings that ball in. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. And he is brought down at the 26-yard line. 6'3", Dylan Talley waiting to call his name. And we had a chance to do it there for a big 1st down.
And he was waiting for a play like that. He is fired up now. Hopefully that can translate to the rest of the Bowie offense. But talk about being able to get those yards after catch. The big man using a little bit of a stiff arm and a spin move, able to pick up a big gainage there.
This is a back-to-back drive for the Volunteers to be in Coppell territory. They've had 3 drives so far. They're getting to the other side of the 50, but they've came away with no points. Let's see if we don't have the announcers jinx here and they can bring the ball in for the end zone. Ball snapped, handed off to Bowers. Bowers goes nowhere. 2nd and 10.
And this just has to be one of those games where high school football becomes hard to predict. Coming into this game, we saw 5.8 yards per carry. there for the running game, there for the Volunteers, led by Bowers. Now it just looks like completely flat, and the Volunteers having to rely on the air game.
Barrett's going off to the sideline. Bowie brings in their backup running back, and they bring Dylan Talley to the bottom of the field. He's one-on-one at the bottom by himself. Let's see if Nichols throws his way. 2nd and 10, running back to the right of Nichols. Takes the handoff. No, he fakes the handoff. Nichols drops back. He looks. He's pushed under pressure. He finds a lane. He runs to the lane. He gets to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Nichols is going to go and score. Touchdown, Volunteers. Larry Nichols does it himself. Finds the hole, makes a man miss, and runs into the end zone for Bowie's first touchdown of the game. Now, can they do more with that as the game goes on?
Absolute perfect execution there for Larry Nichols. He just keeps his eyes upfield, finds where the hole in the defense is, and runs right at it. Impressive touchdown for 6. Now it's up to the Volunteers. Stand up on defense. Keep the momentum rolling because they definitely have it right now.
Bowie's offense, they've gotten 3 drives down into Coppell territory. This is the first one to come away with the points. They need more drives like this, and the defense has to show up. The extra point is up, and it is good. 27-7. Cowboys over the Volunteers. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left to go in the first half. This is Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by John Way Roofing, Zach on the Productions. We will be right back right after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Rummy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Rummy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Welcome back to Wilemon Field here. Welcome back to Wilemon Field here on the east side of Arlington, where the Cowboys lead 27-7 over the Volunteers. But the Volunteers were able to get that goose egg off the scoreboard with their first touchdown off of a Larry Nichols run, 25-yard run. And now we have 3 minutes and 37 seconds left to go in the first half. Can the Volunteers make a stop, possibly get the ball back, and try to make any momentum going into the second half?
They want a good kick here. We've seen the special teams kind of lacking here for the Volunteers. Let's see if it changes.
The ball is spotted at the 40. The ball is kicked. It's a pooch kick brought in at the 30-yard line. The returner is not able to bring it in all the way. He gets down to the 32-yard line and takes a shot.
And number 84 there for the Cowboys, Xander Montgomery got lucky there as that ball came off of his hands and off the turf. He's able to pounce back on it and still stay on his feet. There with the Cowboys going to be around the 35-yard line. Let's see what this Volunteer defense can do.
And this Volunteer defense has had a tough time keeping Coppell out of the end zone. Every Cowboy drive has ended in a Cowboy touchdown. Griffin for the Cowboys has 4 touchdown passes. He has been very, very accurate. Houseman has 2 catches, and Tucker Casano has 2 catches. So those are guys you have to keep an eye out for in the second half. If you're Bowie, you want to come back in this game.
And it really speaks to the talent of the Cowboys as well. It's not like you can just put double coverage on Casano because then that leaves 2 wide receivers and less coverage.
1st and 10, the ball is handed off to Mbakwe. Mbakwe breaks a man. He finds a hole. He breaks another man. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. He runs away. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Coppell Cowboys. One play, 67-yard touchdown run. Coppell, 34 points on the board here in the first half.
And there was already a thin thread holding up the morale here for the Volunteers. And Coppell trying to use a pair of scissors there with a huge, almost 70-yard score there from the running back position. Looks like they're going to bring on the extra point team. But, man, talk about an impressive performance here from the Coppell offense.
I know you hear a very, 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 very full crowd. That is the full visitor side crowd right in front of us. Coppell, they made a big, the crowd, they drove all the way down 360 and 121. They made sure they came out to support their team. The extra point is up and good. The Cowboy crowd here is happy. The Volunteer crowd across the way, they are very upset right now.
Oh, no doubt about it. They really want to see something change here. And it's never too late. Still, I mean, with this second quarter has really been winding down slowly. Although the score might not seem like it, there's still a lot of time and anything can happen.
Let's go ahead and recap the score for you. 34-7, Coppell Cowboys over the Bowie Volunteers. We will stay here through this break. The Cowboys, every time they've gotten the ball down the field, every time they've gotten the ball, they've gotten down the field and scored. This is their first rushing touchdown. The other 4 were all passing touchdowns. Tucker Crisano has 2. And the Volunteers have not been able to stop this passing game of the Cowboys, and now you have to worry about the running game.
That's where it's just kind of hard to predict. A little bit confusing here for the Volunteer defense. You think they'd be able to rely on that running attack there from the front 7 there for the Vols, but now Mbakwe just able to break right through it there for the score. But if you're the Volunteers right now, here's the game plan. Get the ball right here. Try to get upfield on the special teams opportunity and just keep rolling with Larry Nichols there leading your offense on the ground.
Nichols on the last drive was able to do it with his legs, get down there and score out the 25-yard run. Let's see if he can come out here and bring life back into this Volunteer offense. With 3 minutes, 22 seconds left to go, the kick is up. It is in the air and it is out the back of the end zone. Touchback. That's where the Volunteers will come out on offense. After the last drive they had was very impressive. Let's see if they can duplicate it. 3 minutes, 22 seconds left to go here at Wilemon Field. The ball's can be spotted at the 25-yard line.
And now here's where the coaching staff really becomes important here for the Volunteers, led by Joseph Sam. What do you say to this team right now? I'm thinking you got to say something. You got to kind of, rub the helmet a little bit, say, hey, we got to get our head in this game. We got to start playing with some fire because it's still not too late in the game.
It's not too late in the game. You have enough time. Your offense showed that they could move the ball. They've had multiple drives to get down the field, but they haven't had a chance to do much with it. 1st and 10, the Volunteers come out, and we're going to have a flag on the play.
And penalties really haven't been hurting the Volunteers too badly at this point, but there's a false start that's going to bring them back 5 yards.
False start is going to bring them back 5 yards. 2 weeks ago versus Flower Mound, they had 10 penalties in the first half. Today they have 5, so they've been able to cut the penalties down. But some of the penalties have been costly. That right there, on a 1st and 10, you don't want that, especially when you're down by so much and you're trying to get in the end zone before the game or before halftime hits. But you still have a chance to make up for it. Now it's 1st and 15. Ball's at the 20. Larry Nichols brings Dylan Talley in motion. 2 receivers to the right, Talley to the left. Ball is snapped by Nichols. Nichols he's looking for Talley. Talley's running the deep cross. Nichols takes off to the right. He rolls. He's rolling out of bounds, and he gets rid of the ball, throws it out of bounds before he's pushed out of bounds. 2nd and 15. So much speed that is making me tongue-tied now.
Nichols, making it hard to keep up with your eyes there, but really just nothing on the perimeter there. He was looking and looking and looking, just no wide receiver downfield. You can tell he's looking for the deep threat there. That ball coming out about at the 40-yard line on the Volunteer side. So let's see if maybe they can connect with that deep threat ball.
So after the ball's thrown out of bounds, 2nd and 15, Talley's back there. Talley's up to the top of the screen by himself, one-on-one coverage. Nichols rolls out, looks that way. He fires. He overthrows Talley again. That's going to bring up 3rd down. They're trying to get the ball into the hands of the best offensive player, but they're just not connecting right now.
And it's hard to tell. You never want to point fingers as a team, but as long as that throw can kind of find its way down into the catchable territory, I would really just expect Talley to go up and get that ball.
After back-to-back throws out of bounds, you've only been able to waste away 13 seconds on offense, and you're in jeopardy of giving Coppell enough time to get down the field for a 2-minute drill. If you can't do anything here, 3rd and 15, Nichols gets the ball. He's under pressure. He heaves one up. He has a man deep behind the coverage. He goes up. Sunday Brown, he's looking for it, and he's pushed. He brings it in, and they have pass interference. Sunday Brown, that ball was a duck, but he was able to get underneath it at the 20-yard line of Coppell. Plus, there's a flag where he brings the ball in at. So it's going to be a big play. Let's see if they add the penalty onto it or not.
I don't want to press my ego too hard here, but man, did I call it. I said that deep threat's definitely in the mind there of Larry Nichols. He decides to let it fly, and Brown able to bring that one in. Does the flag bring it back here?
It looks like they might have called the push-off on a Sunday Brown.
Oh, just a tough call there for the Volunteers. And now, they're walking all the way back. So that one play that the Volunteers needed to kind of bring that momentum back to their side evaporates faster than hot water in the summer.
And what was a 50-yard completion from 20 to 20 is going to getting wiped away by the pass interference. It wasn't more of a push off as much as it was the receiver coming back on a ball that was underthrown. But Nichols, he was under pressure, and as he was releasing it, he was getting hit from behind.
Right.
He put everything he had into that throw, just enough to get to get that ball up there for the Sunday Brown, who was back by himself behind the secondary.
And I'll tell you what, that was the first time tonight we've seen the Volunteers on the perimeter beat the secondary.
But
Therefore, Coppell.
But with the flag, it's going to wipe it away. There was another flag down here. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. So now it's ball's at 30, 3 minutes left to go. Bowie still has possession. Let's see if they can do it. 1st and 10, he snaps, fires over the middle, looking for Tally. That ball is short, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Nichols under pressure again. He's using his legs to roll out. He's looking for his big play receivers. He just can't get the ball to him.
I think Nichols is kind of looking at his offensive line here. Just, can I get maybe 3 more seconds, guys? Because he's having to roll out of the pocket every single play. Tally there had a good opportunity on the ball. That throw just a tad bit short. If it was maybe 6 inches higher, Tally could have had it around the knee area for maybe a big game.
2nd and 10. Nichols takes the snap, shotgun, screen under the middle, brought in by Bowers. Bowers going nowhere on the screen. Coppell read that out. Coppell has been blitzing all night. The offensive line is exhausted for Bowie. And that because of that, now after the screen, it's a 5-yard loss. Looking at 3rd and about 15 at the 25-yard line.
Definitely a risky screenplay there on 2nd and 10. You know that the offensive line is getting tired. Do you still rely on them to, formulate a screenplay? So interesting call there from Joseph Sam.
It's a tale of two sides. If you look at Coppell's defensive line, they are hungry. They're rubbing their hands together, waiting to get to Larry Nichols. Bowie's offensive line is exhausted. 3rd and 15. There's a flag already thrown in the air. Free play. Free play results in a sack. Nichols is sacked, trying to roll away from pressure.
Now you got to hope this flag maybe bails Bowie out of the lost yardage here.
Blake Isabel, the left side defensive end, he's been rubbing his hands. He's been chomping at the bit to get to Nichols. Finally gets to him there. But we're waiting to see what the flag is going to be. Looks like they're going to negate that sack. It's going to be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9.
Okay, a lot more manageable here for the Volunteers. Let's see what they dial up.
Puts Bowie back on the other side of the 30. But 3rd and 8, 2 minutes left to go in the first half. You have to get something here. You've shown that Nichols has to run, and you just might as well put the ball on his hands and in his legs. You can't hand the ball off to Bowers now, and Tally's having a hard time getting open. He's doubled. 3rd and 8. Coppell's bringing the pressure. Nichols drops back. He's looking. He steps into the pressure. He rolls away from it. He breaks a man miss. He finds the lane. He cuts back. 35. He gets to the 40. He makes another man miss. He breaks that man's ankles. He's still looking for his ankles. Down at the 47-yard line. Number 2 for Coppell. Might as well limp on home because he done lost his ankles after the big run by Larry Nichols.
Man, you called it again there, Jott. You said that the Volunteers really just need to rely on the ground pickup there from Nichols. That's exactly what they rely on. And good job by the perimeter and the wide receivers there for Bowie to kind of distract that Coppell defense, able to open up that space there in the middle. About a 20-yard pickup there for Larry Nichols and company.
And there's a flag back here on the Coppell side about the 36-yard line. So there's a flag deep down the field while we were watching the play. At the line of scrimmage, Larry Nichols is doing his best. Paul Crew, to those of y'all who know the longest yard, if you're not going to block for me, I'll just do it myself.
Right. And that's sometimes what you got to rely on here. Are the Volunteers walking back again? I think the penalty's on Bowie here. Oh, you can't have this if you're the Volunteers. They're walking all the way back. Another yardage play of over 20. Negated by a flag.
Much like the Flower Mound game, flags have hurt Bowie. Eventually, that becomes a discipline thing. And now you go from a big 1st down to 3rd and 7, balls at the 32-yard line. Nichols drops back. Bibbs is back there for Nichols, and he drops back, and he is sacked right away. 4th down for the Volunteers. A minute and a half left to go in the first half. I guess Nichols somewhere along the way was either hurt or exhausted. They bring the backup in Bibbs. Bibbs has gone straight to the ground. Coppell's is bringing pressure and eating all they want.
I think it's more of a situation where you want to see what can Bibbs do. Like earlier we saw in the first quarter, they throw Bibbs out there just trying to see, does this scramble kind of mix up our offensive scheme? Does it help at all? Does it hurt? So I think they're just kind of getting experimental here with just 1:17 on the clock here in the first half.
They're going to take they're going to take a break. We're going to take a break. This is Bowie Volunteer Football. We're going to come right back with the fourth down here. Bowie Volunteer Football presented by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing. We will be right back.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
And we're back here at Wilemon Field, 4th and 15, where the Bowie Volunteers are going to punt the ball away with 1:17 left to go. Fans want to let you know that the halftime show is going to be presented by Taqueria Taco Express. During the halftime show, we'll give you thoughts on thoughts on Bowie's performance, thoughts on what they can do in the second half to try to come back and chip away at this lead that the Coppell Cowboys have. Right now, it's 34-7. Hopefully, it doesn't grow between now and the next minute and a half. We're also going to go look around the area. Look for go to the Dallas Morning News, see if they have any stats for you, see what the other scores are around the area. We'll give you our opinions on what we've seen so far. And Jett's first chance to get some high school football coverage. That's going to be during halftime. But right now, 1:17 left to go, 34-7. Bowie is looking to punt the ball away, 4th and 15.
And special teams has really been a concern here for the Volunteers. If I'm the punting crew here, I need to see a long one here for Bowie. You cannot have Coppell starting on your side of the field. Slow startup here for both sides. Maybe just the officials waiting on the whistle here.
I wonder if along the way in the next... Oh, they put 17 seconds back on the clock. It's going to be 1:28. That looks like what the adjustment was. After they fixed the clock, 1:30 on the game clock. We're waiting for the snap. The ball is snapped. The punt is high in the air. Reaches to the other side of the 50. Call a fair catch. The returner, he drops the ball on the fair catch. He muffed the punt. Bowie picks it up. They run back to the end zone. Touchdown.
No
Volunteers.
flags.
No flags. No nothing. Coppell muffed the punt. He had a fair catch. There's no flag for fair catch interference. But we see. So at the moment, it's a touchdown.
Unbelievable play if it stands here for the Volunteers, but I can kind of see the motion here from the refs. I don't think they agree with the call.
They're all coordinated around midfield. From our vantage point, Coppell, the return man for Coppell, threw his hands up in the air like a fair catch. The kicking team for Bowie, they got up into his face, but they gave him enough room to bring the ball in. You have to give the man room to bring the ball in, but you still have to catch it even on a fair catch. And I think that's what the argument is it a touchdown or is it Coppell's ball at the 40?
I'm not sure. It looked like the Volunteers just got too close to the return man there for Coppell, or it looks like maybe if it hit Coppell, the ball has to hit Coppell first. So if the Volunteers touched it without it hitting a Cowboy, that means they're just going to start around the 35-yard line. Let's see here.
Okay, so the ruling is it's going to be a muff punt on the fair catch. Bowie's going to get possession because of the muff, but the touchdown's not going to stand. So Bowie's going to get the ball a great field position at the 40 with 1:15 left to go. And the Coppell sideline, they're not very happy about that call.
Well, I guess it's a lot better than 7 points going to the Volunteers, right? I mean, you can disagree with it, but...
Yeah, in high school, there's no replays.
Right, so you got to get what you get here at Wilemon Field. And now the Volunteers, they've been handed so many opportunities, but just too many times that opportunity has just faded away. Let's see if Larry Nichols and company here can really find a way into the end zone and cut this lead down to just 30 or just 20 going into the second half.
This is your chance. Like you said, they've had so many opportunities. You get the ball at the 35 after the muff punt. You have a chance to try to bring life back into your stands, life back into your locker room. The kids on the Bowie sideline were sitting down late in the first quarter. Now, the sideline is getting full again with black shirts. On the other side, Coppell, they're waiting. They've been standing up, following the coaches going down the field left and right. So they've had the momentum, they've had the energy, and had the life. Bowie has a chance now. A minute and 15 seconds left to bring that life back.
And I like to see Larry Nichols back on the field. We saw Bibbs come out there for a few pickups in the last drive there for the Volunteers. So now they got their starter. Looks like Coppell's still really arguing for this call to be reversed. All four of the main coaches here for Coppell scratching their head. They're just very confused. But, I mean, at this rate of the game, you just kind of you want to see your team just get back on defense and hold the score.
And head coach of Coppell, Antonio Wiley, is giving the referees a piece of his mind. He's arguing that he had a fair catch, but you have to bring the ball in on a fair catch. If he's not, you can't touch him. Obviously,
you can call as many fair catches as you want. If it bounces off your arm, it's a live ball.
It's a live ball, and the defender from Bowie was far enough away that he wasn't affecting Coppell's chance to bringing that ball in, and that's what Coach Wiley is arguing. But there's no replay in high school football at the moment, at least. So until then, it's a moot point. Bowie's gonna get the ball at the 35-yard line. 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go, with a chance to try to chip away at this 34-7 lead.
So they do move the ball field position wise back to the 37, maybe 38 here for the Volunteers.
First and 10, ball at the 38, about the 38, you said 37, 38-yard line. Larry Nichols back in the game. Tight formation. Talley comes across the middle of the drag. Nichols takes the snap. He looks. He's under pressure. He looks. He fires. He has a man underneath. Brings it in. Number 1, Samaj Green, brings that ball in at the 30-yard line. He's set down in a perfect curl. Nichols was able to roll, use his legs, and get underneath. Bring that ball in. It's close to a first down, but the clock's still ticking. Bowie still has 2 timeouts left. We're going to see if they can use it when they use them or not.
And like I said, Larry Nichols has a much better opportunity to make the throw when he has time in the pocket. He's given about 5 seconds there, able to get the completion.
2nd and 2, ball snap. Nichols rolls all the way to his right. He looks. He finds a hole. He's able to get up the field for possibly close enough to the first down. The clock's still ticking. 38 seconds left. It looked like a rollout play there. Looking for Dylan Talley in the back of the end zone, but he was double covered. Nichols is brought down.
Just short of the yard to gain there.
Just short of the yard to gain. It's going to be 3rd and 2. There's going to be a timeout. Bowie's going to call a timeout. 38 seconds left. 34-7. Ball's going to be at about the 29-yard line. The Volunteers have a chance here to chip away at this lead. But like you said, they need something. The deep ball has been there, Jett.
Yes, we've seen it multiple times. I think both times negated by penalties. But even if you're the Volunteers right here, even if you settle for 3, I think you got to get it a little bit closer, maybe into the red zone there to try to attempt a field goal. But you really want to come away with points here going into the second half.
Anything you can do, if you're Coach Sam, you try to tell your offensive line, guys, I know they're coming at you. They're blitzing you every play. You have to suck it up for 38 seconds and get us into the end zone. And Larry Nichols cannot do it all on his own. He's shown that he can improvise very well.
Oh yeah.
But if you're Coach Sam, you're telling your offensive line right now, you want to eat, this is your chance to eat, because right now they're taking all the food off your buffet line.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Larry Nichols can only be so elusive. He just needs those guys in front to make a difference there in the trenches. Larry Nichols now in the backfield.
3rd down, ball's going to be spotted at the 29-yard line. Bowie needs 2 yards to get the first. 38 seconds left, 1 timeout left for the Volunteers. Larry Nichols comes out, shotgun look, 2 receivers to the right and left, sends a man in motion. Nichols drops back. He looks. He's under pressure. He rolls out to his right. He's still under pressure. He fires. That ball is deep. That ball is almost picked off in the back of the end zone. He's looking for Dylan Talley. There was a blanket around Dylan Talley. It's already a warm night outside. That blanket just made you even warmer.
No doubt about it right there. 5 defensive backs on the scene there, and it looks like we have an injured Cowboy with a cramp there on the right leg.
That might be more ego because he's the one who dropped the pick. But either way, the cramp, ego, they're going to have an injury on the field.
Right.
Defensive back for Coppell. Now it's going to be 4th and 2, 31 seconds left on the clock. If you're Bowie, Jett, what do you do?
It's really hard to compliment the vision there, but if I'm Bowie right here, you really would just want to try to get some chunk yardage here, try to get in a field goal position, and take a risk with your place kicker.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long kick for a high school. I don't know if their kicker can reach 45. They're gonna bring the kicker out, number 45, down there to see if he can make a 45-yard kick.
45 to 45. I mean, that's just a little bit of, Friday the 13th, the numbers align.
It's a little bit spooky there, but if you're able to get to 10, if you're able to get the first down and get the field goal and make it 34 to 10, it's still reachable, still manageable.
24. I mean, as long as that deep ball continues to thrive here for the Volunteers.
And Bowie is going to get the ball to start the second half. Coppell started the game with the second half, went down the field. The Coppell started the game with the ball, went down the field and scored. So Bowie will have a chance to start the second half and possibly do to Coppell. Coppell had did to Bowie this whole first half.
And
I'm
now
so
let's see.
tongue-tied.
Oh, no doubt. Well, no worries there, man.
It's hot up here. There's no bottles of water. I'm starting to cramp too.
Tough night here in Arlington, Texas, but now we just got to see what the Volunteers can do here. Waiting for, are they trying to debate where the ball should be placed? Maybe how much time is on the clock?
It might be debating the time on the clock. Either way, now that the ball's been spotted at the 29, number 45 is going to come out and try to make this kick for the
Leo
Volunteers.
Espindola.
Espindola, here's your chance. 45 for 45. The snap, the kick, the ball is up.
It's got distance.
Oh, hit the crossbar. No good. It looked good from here, and it died about the 5-yard line. No good.
I think that's the fastest moving field goal I've ever seen.
That ball looked like a 95-mile-per-hour baseball pitch.
And it went in a spiral almost. A really impressive kick there for Espindola. He gave it everything he had coming off of the bottom of the upright. Hey, I mean, I like the call there. If you have a chance, take it. The Volunteers just coming up short there by inches.
Now it's going to be first and 10 ball at the 29. I differ with you on that call, but we'll talk about it during the halftime break. 27 seconds left to go on the clock. Ball is at 29. Coppell has a chance to get down the field and try to make a little bit more noise before halftime. 5 wide. Griffin comes out, and the ball is tipped at the line, incomplete. Second and 10. 23 seconds left on the clock. Griffin has done a good job and very accurate for Coppell. That one was blocked by number 0, Okello for Bowie.
And we continue to mention his name tonight. Just really a potent threat there on the defensive line, especially on the outside, where Coppell is really, they've shown weaknesses a couple times. So Okello able to get into the backfield once again.
Second and 10, ball still at the 29-yard line. 23 seconds left, 2 timeouts for the Cowboys. 5 wide, Griffin looks, he drops back. He has a man open for a slant. He takes off running, using his legs. He looks, he has a man on that ball. Incomplete at the 49-yard line. Good defense by Bowie. Was able to knock that ball down short. He had a man open, but the secondary for the Volunteers was able to come down, play very well. That's Kevin Baines, number 17, come in and knock the receiver down at the right time.
Baines showing his athleticism there, lowering the shoulder, knocking that pass incomplete. Down to just 17 seconds here.
And that was number 1, Tucker Casano, who has 2 touchdown catches. A good job by Baines from knocking Casano down. 3rd and 10, the ball's handed off to Mbakwe, who goes nowhere, down at the 33-yard line.
Clock winding down. Does Coppell want to stop it here?
Looks like Coppell's going to go to up. The 4th and 10. Looks like somebody's calling the timeout down on the field. Timeout Bowie. 6 seconds left on the game clock. 34-7. We'll stay right here through the last 6 seconds. They're going to go ahead and put 3 more seconds back on the clock. 9 seconds left to go in the first half. 4th and 10 for the Cowboys. 34-7. This is the first drive that Coppell has not driven down the field to score.
And hey, maybe it's just because it's kind of that lame duck period, but maybe it's this Bowie defense. They continue to fight and rally for defensive stops here, so it pays off here. But hey, 9 seconds on the clock. The return man for the Volunteers only needs 1 second to run it all the way down the field. You know, crazier things have happened.
And let's go back to that 4th down call where Bowie decided to try to get the points. It's 4th and 2. You have 2 timeouts. You still have a chance. You were gifted the ball off of the muff punt. You have to do something with it. Your quarterback's very explosive. You have yet to run the ball. I don't know if that's if Bowie's offensive line is not blocking this Coppell's defensive line, or if the game plan is to try to throw the ball more because you're down by so much. But on a 4th and 2, you have to have a short yardage play to get that first when you're in Coppell territory like that, because you have yet to get the ball past Coppell's 25. except for the Larry Nichols 25-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I agree, but think about how frustrating it would be if you try to roll Nichols to the outside, try to find that pass, and an incompletion takes away the opportunity for a difficult but possible 3 points there for Espindola.
I see your point there. Either way, back to the field after the missed extra point. 4th and 10, the ball is snapped, and the punt is blocked and returned by Coppell. Coppell picks it up. He has room. He has blockers. O'Kello's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers. The punt blocked into the hands of number 0, O'Kello.
What did I say, Jott? He only needed 1 second on the clock. He pretty much makes it in record time there for the score. I couldn't tell who really got the hand on the ball there for Bowie, but O'Kello scoops up the live ball and just takes it to the house.
00 number 0, O'Kello gets that ball as a gift right in the breadbasket. It was like Christmas for him. He got the ball in his belly and ran 29 yards in for the touchdown. So now that touchdown that we were talking about earlier, Bowie was able to bring it back in 34-13, pinning this extra point. Extra point is up. It is good. 34-14. Bowie's going to get the ball to start the second half. After ending, the life might have slowly crept back in there at the end of the game, thanks to that punt block and return.
And just close your eyes and imagine for a second if Bowie gets that ball coming out of the second half and is able to go up the field and score. Then you're looking at 34-21. We could be looking at a whole new ball game if Bowie can go into the locker room and keep this momentum going. It's going to be an interesting, halftime conversation and pep talk there from head coach Joseph Sam. I wish I was in there.
It's going to be an interesting talk. I'm wondering what he's going to say to the offensive line to get the offensive line going, knowing that you get the ball to start knowing that you get the ball to start the second half. The offensive line needs to do better. Coppell's blitzing left and right. And you're not going to win this game without blocking. You can't run the ball. Barriers came in this game averaging almost 6 yards a carry. He has been neutralized by the Coppell defense. And Coppell showing why they are a top 10 team in the Metroplex. Bowie, on the other hand, they're trying to get the ball to Tally as much as they can. They're trying to get the ball to the receivers, but the offensive line is not blocking, causing Larry Nichols to have to roll out to his right, run for his life.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You put it perfectly there. If that offensive line can give Nichols just 3 more seconds in the pocket, he's able to maybe find Tally downfield. I mean, he's got multiple weapons. I mean, multiple guys have catches here for Bowie. Asunde Brown, he was the deep threat there on the play that got negated by the penalty, including Green on the other side. So the threats are there for the Bowie offense. They just haven't been able to mesh and connect there on those passes through the air.
Fans, we're going to mesh and connect during halftime. Find us a bottle of water because we're looking forward to an exciting third and fourth quarter, exciting second half of this ball game. Coppell's 34, Bowie 14 here at Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington. This is Bowie Volunteer Football presented by John Wade Roofing. We're going to step away. We're going to play some of Coach Sam's interview for you. When we get back, you'll listen to a little bit of the band. Then we'll come back on air, give you the Taqueria Taco Express halftime show, and get ready for the second half of football. John Holly, Zach Nelson, bringing all the football to you. Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by John Wade Roofing. This is Zach on Productions. We'll be back in a few minutes.
The 2024 football season is upon us, and as you all know, Zach Arnold Productions has expanded their coverage not only beyond Arlington High School and Sam Houston High School, but we've got the Bowie Volunteers as well, and we're super excited for that and really excited to be talking to the Bowie head coach and athletic coordinator, Joseph Sam. Coach, thank you so much. I know that football season is right around the corner for you, so taking time out of your busy schedule means a lot to us. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you and appreciate the time that you've given us to highlight our program.
This is a pretty important year for you. You've got an opportunity to finally get your coaching record at Bowie to a winning record. You need to go 8-2 in order to have a plus record. How do you feel like that could turn out? Do you feel like, based on your roster and based on what you've seen, that that's attainable?
Yeah, I think it's highly attainable. It all depends on, the kids just executing and staying positive throughout the process. Our team is experienced. This is the team that, They were here since they were freshmen, so they understand what the standard is and things like that. I'm not too worried about my own personal record because all I care about is us being 1-0 every week and playing 16 weeks. Because if we can play 16 weeks, we got a chance to win it all.
What was like a top item on your to-do list when you first arrived, and how do you feel like that's going at this stage of your time at Bowie?
Number one was getting the kids back in the building. When I took the job over, it was during COVID, and there were 21 kids showing up to off season. So,
oh, wow.
I had to make a concerted effort just to get the kids back out playing football again. So, I had to knock on doors. I basically took a rank 1 roster and started knocking on doors and things like that. And we really didn't know who our team was going to be that first year. Not until, the first day of fall camp. So, we were working behind the 8 ball, but as you can tell, we've steadily improved every year that I've been here.
Yeah, very, very, very evident from a 2-8 to 5-6 to 7-4, 5-1 in district last year with just a 1 point heck of a ball game against Martin. It's been improving every year, and we touched on it off the bat, but I'm really curious how high you feel the ceiling is for this team. You've mentioned that you've got a lot of senior classes as kids that have been here since they were freshmen. Like, you've got all of the pieces of the puzzle put together right now, it seems.
Yeah, I think this team's limit is how high they want to be. Not putting restrictions on us, but, we talk about 16 weeks. We're not afraid to talk about playing 16 weeks. We're not just talking about, I know some coaches will just talk about, hey, we just want to get in the playoffs. Well, we're past that point as a program. It's all right, let's play to Thanksgiving. Let's play till December. Now let's get to 16 weeks. So that's the process we've been through. That's kind of where we're at as a program is, trying to go 1-0 6 times. Because, I've seen 5-5 teams win state championships. I've seen undefeated teams lose in the first round. So that's why I don't care about my own personal record, because who cares what your personal record is when you're making a run in the playoffs?
It's true. That is true. It can take a little bit of time to establish your own brand and your own identity in a program. You've talked to me personally about some of the coaches at Bowie that came before you and how you weren't necessarily trying to be different from what they did, but just trying to build upon some of the culture that they established. What can you talk about the culture that exists at Bowie on the football field and just at the school in general?
The culture of the team is really centered around 2 things. An eat mentality, which is playing with effort, attitude, with a positive attitude and being tough. And, playing as a family, which means forget about me, I love you. 2 things that the whole thing is centered around. And sorry. All right, I lost thought on the question.
No, that's all right. You're talking about the culture, how the team wants to eat. How does that translate into the school setting when we're talking about school culture as well?
Well, I think football sets the whole tone for the school when it comes to, school discipline. I think the more successful your football season is, studies have shown that school discipline is dropped. I also think, it brings a better vibe to the school amongst teachers, amongst admin, and, just amongst the school body in general, because it brings pride to the school. And, we just want to play a simple opponent and bring in that positive school pride at Bowie High School.
Part of building the football identity is surrounding yourself with a solid coaching staff. How do you feel about your coordinators and position coaches, the people that are with you in the trenches day in and day out? What can you say about them?
I feel really good about them. Most of the guys have been here with me since I've taken the job. The guys that have left, they've been blessed to go on and, take promotions. So, as a head coach, your job is not only to develop the kids in your program, but also the coaches in your program. And you want to kind of help those guys reach their professional goals, just like you want your kids to reach their athletic goals, whatever that may be. And so that's kind of where we are as a football program is, we're trying to basically develop these kids and coaches and making sure that, everybody's on the up and up. I think coaches understand the expectation now. The kids understand the expectation. With everything, you can always get better. Because person, okay, it's good. Now, how can we make it better type person? And so that's one of the things that I kind of task myself with every day is, what's the ways we can make meetings better? What's the ways we can make the way we lift weights better, practice better? Because if we're constantly striving to get better, it tries to eliminate that complacency that can come with, with consistency can come complacency. So we want to try to make sure that you don't get complacent as a head coach when it comes to just growing the program.
That makes sense. When we came to the inter-squad scrimmage not too long ago, there were a couple of drills that were going on between offense and defense, and there was some jawing that was taking place, not just between the players, but also some of their coaches as well. Was that intentional, or is that just people taking pride in their craft?
It's a little bit of both. I obviously, as a coach, you want to take pride in it. As a head coach, you have to take your jabs at either side of the ball. You can't really just celebrate one side of the ball as a head coach, but you do want that competitive spirit in the coaches because you want that kind of competitive spirit in the kids.
Right.
The biggest thing as a coach is just teaching them how to control that competitive spirit. And so the best teams are really good at controlling their competitive spirit, not dimming it, but just knowing when it's time to turn it off. Okay, let's turn it back on. So, and that's the biggest thing that we're trying to instill in our kids at this point in our program is, nothing's wrong with a little bit of fun spirit, but you got to know when to turn it off as well.
Right. Play between the whistles instead of before or after them.
Yes, sir.
What can you say about the experience of finally getting to put pads on in that inter-squad scrimmage, and how did that translate to your scrimmage against Richardson? How do you feel like those two events are helping shape this team for this season?
Well, it gets you ready. It's just a part of the process of getting you ready for that first game. Flower Mound's a great opponent. I think Coach Basil and his staff do a great job. But at the same time, our kids getting those pads on and doing those things, sometimes the best way to practice tackling is actually tackling people.
Right.
And then, when we play Richardson in our scrimmage, this is the first time a lot of our kids, got to see it under the Friday night lights, just being put in situations. We put them in different situations in the scrimmage, starting from the negative side of the field, offensively, starting on the positive side of the field, getting put in the red zone, and then a live quarter, which, all four of those situations are situations that, as coaches, that regardless of who you're playing, those kind of situations are going to happen. So, seeing our kids being placed in those situations, how they react, and then, as a coach, you're always seeing what you can work on because, even though, Flower Mound's the first game, we got 3 games to get ready before games really start counting in district. So that's what the scrimmage and the inter-squad and the scrimmage gets you ready for. It's the first time your kids are placed in those situations.
It's a good opportunity for the coaching staff to figure out how to do in-game adjustments as opposed to the types of adjustments you would make during a practice where you have a little bit more time to be able to dedicate to exactly what you're asking them to do. Sometimes you have to make those changes on the fly, so it's probably a good experience for the coaches too.
Absolutely. We put on the headsets for the first time since spring ball. In spring ball, it's offense versus defense, but coaches are split up, in the spring game. So, just working out the logistics of, for the coaches is not only coaching logistics, but also management logistics, when it comes to, when our kids go to the bench and coaches need to talk to them, like, what do our kids want? where do we want our kids to sit?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who's sitting where, who's talking to who. You know, those are the different types of things that, you know, when you see it in a scrimmage, you got to make sure those are ironed out.
Is there anything in particular that you want to have ironed out by week 1, or did you feel pretty good about the way it was run?
I feel pretty good overall about how things were going on. I mean, it was just little things, but no major wholesale changes. You know, one of the things that, you know, I thought that we need to work on is just even and it's we didn't have an actual flag, but you know, where's the flag going to be on? Where's the flag going to be on for the national anthem?
Mm-hmm.
Whatnot. You know, just
right.
This is like directing kids on where we're going to be. Like we practiced how we were going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but when we got to the scrimmage, there was no flag, so the kids were kind of discombobulated.
They didn't know where to face.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, it's just little things like that. So.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
All right, Bowie volunteer fans. That was our Zach Arnold Productions. Zach Arnold, he had an interview with Coach Joseph Sam for the Bowie Volunteers earlier this season. That was their interview. We are going to go live down to the field to hear some of the Coppell High School band. While we do that, we will check on stats around the Dallas Morning News. We'll be back shortly with your Taqueria Taco Express halftime report. Thank you for sticking with us here on Bowie Volunteer Football on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. Now listen live to the Coppell High School Band as we get ready for the Bowie High School Band to take the field. Fans, thank you for listening to the Bowie Volunteer band play. Sorry, we had a little crowd mic difficulty. If you listen to the pitch black darkness for about 5 minutes, we were able to fix it and get it all set. But this is your Taqueria Taco Express halftime show. John Holly here with Zach Nelson, going to bring you all of the scores and all of the stats for the first half of football between the Bowie Volunteers and the Coppell Cowboys. And wanted to let you know that Taqueria Taco Express features a wide, authentic Mexican food menu across this entire city of Arlington with their new fourth location opening at Little Road and 287 this fall. Take advantage of their Taco Tuesday deal. Has never been easier. Get 5 tacos and agua fresca for just $10, or visit on Mondays for the new quesadilla barilla, only $9.99. Whatever Mexican food you're craving, Taqueria Taco Express has you covered. Place orders online to collect points you can redeem for free food. You can find one of their 4 locations or place orders online at taqueriatacoexpress.com.
That's incredible. Right there on 287 and Little Road. That's right by my part of town right there, by Martin.
Jett knows where he's eating after this game.
Yeah.
Jett, let's go ahead and transition. Before we start thinking of the food to satisfy our belly after this game, let's talk about the food we're seeing on the field.
Oh, man, it is great out there. Over in Weatherford, 12-9, Arlington and the Colts trail. We actually have Zach over there calling that one, and that's going to be a good one.
Zach and Pops, make sure you tune in on Facebook at Zach the Voice on Facebook. Like them, follow the Colts as they go through their time there, or follow us here on YouTube to get all your Bowie volunteer needs. Zach's going to go ahead and finish with the rest of the scores.
So we got Sam Houston losing last night on Thursday night action. Their 28-14 final score against Irving MacArthur. South Grand Prairie 35, Mansfield 29. And then, that was Arlington Martin trailing Mansfield 35-20. And it was South Grand Prairie who lost 35-29 earlier last night as well. So a lot of big scores there going through Division 6A here. Bowie trying to climb the standings here. It's going to be tough since they're trailing 34-14.
34-14. And we'll go ahead and give you some of the key stats of what we saw in the first half. Key stats brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Again, they got all the stats you need for high school football. Total yardage, Coppell 337, Bowie 135. First downs, Coppell 15, Bowie 11. Big stat that we brought up earlier during the game and during the pre-show that we saw during halftime. Rushing yards. Coppell High School 157. Bowie 27 total rushing yards. That is astoundingly different from what we were expecting when it came to running battle.
And I might make it sound even worse. 25 of the 27 just came from Larry Nichols. So that means that the offense there and especially the running game is just so one-dimensional here for Bowie and the Volunteers. So if I'm Coach Sam there, I'm telling my offensive line, we have got to straighten things out. We have got to find a way to attack the ground, or else this offense might not get any more momentum.
And to go on top of that, not just the ground game, the defense has to do a good job of stopping the pass game. They haven't had to worry about the ground as much, but it's been hard going for him in Bakwe for Coppell. He's got 7 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. A majority of that came out of the big, almost 70-yard touchdown run that he had earlier. But he hasn't had to see the ball much because Griffin for Coppell, 4 touchdown passes. He's 13 of 15 for 181 yards. It's night and day from their passing game to Bowie's. Bowie combined between Bibbs and Larry Nichols, 10 for 20. 108 yards. So it's something's got to get going on offense for Bowie, and the defense on the other hand has to figure out which do they want to stop. Do they want to stop the passing game or stop the rushing game?
I say you want to continue stopping the run game there for Coppell. We've seen what Mbukwa can do when he's able to turn up down the field, that 70-yard rushing touchdown there for the Cowboys. But, you want to limit Griffin as much as you can here. He's already thrown the ball 15 times. If they can just limit that a little bit more, I think it could be successful there for the defense.
For Bowie's offense, there's two players that they have to get going. Darian Bowers is nowhere on the stat sheet. I don't know if he hasn't shown up for the game or if he just hasn't had any momentum at all. He's nowhere on the stat sheet. Dylan Talley has 1 catch for 16 yards. It was a big catch earlier in the game. Zion Shelley has been getting going, though. He's a bright spot for Bowie. 4 catches, 54 yards, the big tight end. He's listed as a running back, but you can play tight end primarily. You got to get those two guys the ball. And if Darian Bowers is anywhere on this field, you need him right now. As you hear the Coppell band and Coppell players come back on the field, and this big Coppell crowd that made the drive, they're right here in my ear.
Yeah, there's no place they'd rather be here. A nice, comfortable lead here, but hey, 20 points is only so comfortable. It's the second half, and Bowie's on their home turf here. I mean, anything's possible.
Anything's possible, and we're going to bring you that action for the second half where Bowie's going to receive the opening second half kickoff right after this. As fans, make sure you check out Taqueria Taco Express. Thank them for their halftime, for supporting us during the halftime show. This is Bowie Volunteer Football. Jett Holly, Jett Nelson bringing you the second half of the Bowie Volunteer Football and Zach on the Productions. Right after this, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Pecan Park Dental is proud to support local high school sports. If you're losing sleep because your husband sounds like a freight train at night, it's time to check for sleep apnea. Dr. Stephanie Bangs and her team offer solutions to help everyone in the family rest easy, especially before game day. Come to Pecan Park Dental, where even snorers can find peace, and so can you.
Welcome back to the historic Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington, where you can see the Cowboys Stadium with AT&T lit up across the top of the dome. You see the ballpark over there with the Rangers. We're hoping to make a playoff push, but it seems kind of shaky now. That
It's a windy road there for the Rangers, but it's not too late.
But at least we can say for the next 2 months, they are the World Series champion Texas Rangers. So that's something that we can take hold of. Back here at Wilemon Field, Coppell Cowboys come out ready to kick. The ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Bowie's going to get the ball to start the second half.
And I will be taking it away here on Play by Play. I thank you for listening here on Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing. And the kickoff is underway here at Wilemon Field for the second half action. And the Volunteers are going to choose not to return it here. Let that one fall out of the back of the end zone there for the touchback. So the Volunteers will take it at the 25-yard line. 12 minutes on the clock here for a 34-14 matchup going into the last 2 quarters of play. And we talked about it a lot. The offensive line here for Bowie needs to make a stand. Without that coverage there, you're forcing your quarterback there, Larry Nichols there for the Volunteers. He's really having to leave the pocket very quickly and just not getting a lot of opportunities to see what his weapons are doing downfield.
He's had a hard go of it. His offensive line has been blocking. They're running their backup quarterback, backup running back Campbell. He's been out there a lot, number 14. It's been a hard go for him, but you got to see what you can get going.
So they're going to get Nichols the start here into the second half. Handoff just goes pretty much nowhere. Therefore, the running back.
That's going to be Denzel Ponder, the backup running back. I guess Darian.
So they're digging into the depth chart a little bit there.
I guess Darian Bowers isn't playing yet. They didn't give us a note on it, but Darian Bowers, we have yet to see him call his name, and that's been a big part of why this offense is yet to go for the Volunteers.
That's got to be because of an injury, right? I can't imagine why you would take out your leading rusher in a game against a top 20 team.
No.
Now we're back here to Nichols in the backfield. The back moves to his left side. He claps, takes the snap, looks to his right, now left, gets it over. There's not Shelley. Big hit there by the Cowboys, but number 8.
Number 8, Dylan Talley coming out with a catch.
And he needed one right there, so he's now got 2 receptions over 20 yards here in the game. Now the Volunteers looking to regroup.
3rd and about 7 or so.
And that's still pretty manageable here. Volunteers now spreading out the perimeter, 2 on each side for the wide receiver core. There's Green moving a bit to his left. They're going to go on the second snap here.
I see a lot of pressure coming. Coppell's going to bring the pressure.
They got about 4 lined up in the front, 3 in the backfield there for the linebackers. Nichols takes the snap. Looks to his left, throws immediately. There is...
That bad man Talley again.
Talley. I mean, okay, I like the call there. Just try to get it to your best set of hands there on the right side. Was it enough for 7?
Looks like they got him short Fourth and 2, but Tally came out 2 back-to-back catches here to start the second half.
4th and 2. Looks like they're going to switch to the punt team here, but with this point of the game, that 7 points came off of the 4th down scoop and score there from Okello Okello. So, I mean, hey, maybe you try to pull up some magic there on 4th down, but I like the punt call too. Now he gets a hold of it here, sends it about 40 yards downfield. The fair catch is successful this time there for the Cowboys. We had a debate back there in the second quarter. So the Cowboys will take over right at their own 40-yard line when we come back after a short break right here on Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the historic Wilemon Field, where the Coppell Cowboys pick up about 5 there on a nice catch from number 88, Jacoby Coleman. I believe that's going to be his 4th or 5th reception of the game here for Coppell. So they're slowing down the tempo a little bit. Griffin now getting back to his core here, calling the play, now stepping into the backfield. There is the running back, number 6. That's Mbakwe in the backfield. He gets the handoff to the left side. Nowhere to go after a nice stand there by the defensive line for the Volunteers.
0-0, Okello making that tackle.
And we've seen him just across the board tonight just be that middle big man of the defense who has just been able to hold the trenches steady here. Now let's see what Coppell dials up here.
Third and 5 or so for Coppell. Bowie's got a chance to get them off the field and try to get the offense back out.
And it looks like they're going to stay at a slow to moderate tempo here. Bowie rushing 4. Here's the snap. Handoff, pulled back, play action, across the middle. There's number 1 with some yards after the catch. He's finally brought down by the Volunteers. That's number 1, Tucker Casano, showing off his skills once more here for the Cowboys. He's got them moved into Bowie territory, all the way down to Bowie's 35-yard line.
Casano came in with 2 touchdown catches in that first half, so he's already making a statement here in the second half.
Now Griffin back to the shotgun formation, quickly fires it over to 16. He makes a jump cut to the right side, spin move, makes it all the way down to the 24-yard line, inching closer to the red zone there for the Cowboys. Nice catch there, number 16, Ethan Shuey coming up with the catch there. Another senior on the roster here for the Cowboys.
Shuey on the ensuing punt before this, he made sure he brought that ball in on a fair catch. He was the one who dropped it earlier.
Now handoff to Mboku. That time, a little bit of a scramble. He was able to keep his feet moving there, but still not much move there for Mbakwe. Now, after a short pickup, looks like the Cowboys going to try to regroup here on 2nd and 10. Looks like maybe a substitution coming in there at wide receiver number 13. No, we've been seeing Henry Hassman. He's going to be at the bottom of the field here, closest to us on the visiting side of the field.
Hassman already has 2 touchdowns. Keep an eye on him.
And Mbakwe in motion on the left. Griffin looks downfield. Plenty of time. Just overthrows his receiver. There's Shuey once again. Just a little bit of a high throw there from Griffin. Right up the middle. Only his 3rd incompletion of the night.
Yeah, Griffin's done a very good job. He's been very accurate throughout the game. He's been very accurate throughout the game, so he's been able to come in and make a statement with his throwing, but be able to get an incompletion there. His only first incompletion of the second half, 3rd of the night. It's a good thing for Bowie. It's a good sign.
So let's see if they can keep it rolling here. Empty backfield for Griffin. He calls for the snap. 3 wide receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Bowie lining up with a blitz. The blitz is coming. Griffin with pressure fires it away, and another incompletion. His intended receiver, number 13, Henry Hassman, right up the middle. If he would have been able to secure that diving catch, we might be looking at another touchdown there for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Hassman was able to get behind the defense, but the pressure from Bowie was able to prevent Griffin from getting his legs under him. So he's falling back trying to get that ball to Hassman. Hassman, though, if it was a better pass or a little bit less pressure, that's a touchdown for Coppell. because he was waiting for it at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, the only reason Hasman couldn't haul that one in is the throw was just a little bit short because of that pressure he felt.
And you can see it's 4th and 10, and the offense is still on the field.
So let's see here. Coppell a little bit flustered, trying to call an audible here. 2 wide receivers on each side. Mbakwe in motion. Griffin looks around. Eyes his main man. There's number 1, Tucker Casano, for another reception, and he puts them within the 15-yard line, probably a few yards in front of that, down to the 13.
And there was a free play. It looked like somebody from Bowie jumped over there on the other side. So that's going to count as a free play. Good possession there for Coppell to move the sticks.
And good call there by the refs, because I did not see much movement there up here in the press box. But now got the game back underway here. And it looks like Coppell's going to look at their head coach, Wiley, here for some advice. Now Griffin makes his way back to the center position. Mbakwe is to his left. 2 wide receivers on each side, spread out fairly well. Now Bowie rushing still 5 on the front line. Handoff to Mbakwe. He's able to pick up about 3 there.
You can tell they had a hard time getting that ball. I know you can't see it. They had a hard time on the handoff. Looked like Griffin wanted to pull back for a read option, and Mbakwe took the ball and he couldn't pull his arm back out. Kind of dragged Griffin with him into the pile.
And I think it's safe to say that the Cowboys got lucky there. Normally that's a play where the ball might come loose on a miscommunication play. So Cowboys lucky to be back on offense here.
2nd and 8.
Griffin gets the snap.
Free play again.
The blitz. Oh, so another jump there.
No, it wasn't a free play. The offensive line just stood still. Griffin.
They just weren't ready for it, and Bowie is able to get the first sack of the night there on the Coppell quarterback. That's Edward Griffin going down there for the first sack.
Yeah, Bowie's defense, they've came out a lot better this half than how they started the first half. Coppell is moving at a slower pace, but with the spread offense that all these high school teams run, you're pretty much putting your corners on an island. Griffin's been very accurate today. He's had a couple incompletions this half, but they have so much size out at the receiving position. The Houseman is going to be the person you're going to look for here, him and Casano on this 3rd down.
Third quarter rolling to about halfway. There's a catch to Mbakwe, unable to be brought down by number 24. There's Palacio, but he's then brought down later inside the 20, maybe the 15, there by the Volunteers.
That's going to bring up another interesting 4th down. They already went for 4th down once on this drive, but looks like they're going to be smart and take the points here with the clock still ticking. Now the clock's under 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Still ticking, 5:15. Dwindling down here at Wilemon Field. Here comes on the kicker, number 15, Bryson Patton for Coppell. He lines it up. Snap is, high snap. And is that no good?
That is.
No, it's so good. It looked like it just went over the left upright there. So despite the adversity there, Coppell and the Cowboys hold on. There to strike with 3, 37-14. We're going to take a short break between John Hawley and myself, Jett Nelson. We'll be right back here from Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing.
Hi everybody, Paul Lovato from Jambo's Barbecue at the historic Arlington Steakhouse here on Division Street. You know we have the best barbecue in Arlington, but did you know we cater special events? From wings for your tailgate party to smoked prime rib for your wedding reception and everything in between. We've got you covered. Call us today. Peace, love, barbecue, and football.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wilemon Field, where the Cowboys of Coppell, who went 12-1 last season, look to continue their perfection. It was tested there by Waxahachie a week ago, but now they look to cruise here through the 3rd quarter. 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. 37-14, our new score after the field goal. Standard kicking positions for both sides. Here's Pat. Sends it away. Should be going towards the end zone again. Caught, muffed. Now he's going to try to take it out of the end zone. Tough call there by number 12. Oh, he's breaking away down the sideline. and finally gets knocked down right at the 25-yard line. So even when he had the opportunity to take a knee, he takes it out, still makes it back to the 25.
And that's the backup running back, Joseph Campbell. He's had some playing time today. That was a very risky decision. When the ball hits out of the end zone like that, you normally don't pick it up and run with it. He was able to get back to just about where he would have been spotted at, but he almost hurt his offense. He almost had a hole that would have got him a kickoff return if he had one more block over there on the 22.
I know I'm new to calling a football game, but I know one thing. If you see the ball on the ground, you fall on it. And so he decides to take it out there, gets lucky. Here comes Nichols and the offense for Bowie. He finds there is
number 8,
Dylan Talley. Yeah, he's got those great hands, able to secure that catch. Doesn't look like he was able to break up field very much. Maybe another 2nd and long, maybe 2nd and 9.
I think they heard us say Dylan Talley needed to get the ball more. The problem is that Dylan Talley's getting the ball on 1 and 2 yard screens. That when you have a receiver who's 6'3", 200 pounds, you have to get him the ball.
Looks like there's an injured volunteer. Is that Talley?
Oh my goodness, that's not a good injury if you're the Volunteers.
I mean, that's one of your best sets of hands right there on the outside. You're hoping for something minor here, but he has yet to get up.
While they check on Talley, we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully the kid's okay, because that's a very important part of this Bowie Volunteer offense. We'll be right back. This is Jett Nelson bringing you Bowie Volunteer Football for Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. The Revamped Football League features former college players and lifelong Madden players alike who seek friendly and organized online competition. Whether you play Dynasty, Ultimate Team, or simple Play Now, enjoy College Football 25 in new and exciting ways with the RFL. Find their Discord group or learn more at revampedfootballleague.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here for Coppell versus Bowie. As the Volunteers come up short there with an incompletion, makes it 3rd down and 9. Ball on the 26-yard line for the Volunteers.
And during that break, Dylan Talley was able to get up, walk off under his own power. He's back on the field now. On that 2nd down, it was an incomplete pass. So, as you said, 3rd and 9, but Talley's back on the field.
Nichols finds a man. There's 4. He's able to get upfield. Maybe enough for a 1st down there. He needed the 36. I think he's got the 39 there. So 1st down, Volunteers.
That's a good catch by Sunday Brown. He's one of the names that Bowie needs to get the ball to if they want to make a comeback here. Was able to find a spot, sit down, and wait for Nichols to find them for the good pass, bring up a 1st down. So good possession there, good play, good job by Sunday Brown.
And there's Talley there at the bottom of the field, lined up, man coverage here for the Cowboys. Snap, play action, quick throw to Talley, just able to get just one hand on it there. Good coverage there from number 3. That's Seth Carruthers there for Coppell. He's able to break that one up. So down to 2nd and 10.
And Bowie's doing a good job. That we said during halftime that Talley needs to get the ball. He only had 1 catch going into half. He's had 3 catches. They've targeted him 2 more times that were incomplete. That one there, Nichols needs to lead Talley in more. So he's covered 1-on-1. Talley's a big receiver, but Carruthers is a big corner. On an inside slant, you got to put that ball in a good spot. You can't leave your receiver out there like that.
Oh, absolutely. And Bowie's just got to be glad that the clock has stopped. We're already down to 4 minutes left here in the 3rd. So 16 total here for the Cowboys. If they want to mount their comeback, handoff is there for 22. That's maybe Joseph Campbell?
That's Joseph Campbell? Is that not
22?
Yeah, Joseph Campbell. I'm sorry. I thought Bowers had finally shown up.
I mean, I wish it was Bowers. I don't know where they've had him today. I would assume injury. That could be the only explanation. Looks like substitution coming in. Antonio Berdow coming in for the Volunteers. He lines up as the slot wide receiver.
3rd and 7 after that 3-yard run by Campbell.
So they need 7. Here's empty backfield for Nichols. Loads up, feels the pressure, has to escape. Down the right side, there's the wheels turning on there for Nichols. 50, 30, can he go all the way? 30, 20, that's going to be a touchdown for the Volunteers. Oh my goodness. In his own territory, Larry Nichols takes it all the way down the field.
Good run, good call. by the offense. Good call by Jett. Nichols was in the backfield. He was about to get wrapped up under pressure. He found another hole, and he said, let me run through it real quick for a 60-yard touchdown.
I've been calling a lot of games, man. I think that's the number one. That was so fun to call. What a play there for Larry Nichols, and we kept talking about it. All Bowie needs is that one big play to kind of turn this game around.
And that was a very big play there. Nichols, that they sent the running back in motion. He back there by himself. The offensive line had got pushed back, pockets collapsed. Nichols was able to use his legs and break. 60 yards is a long way to run, but he had a gap. He outran the safeties, and now Bowie's on the board down by just 2 touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Coppell, I kind of feel a little pressure on my shoulders now. I mean, this is a true road game, still early in the season. Coppell cannot bring their B or C game. They need the A game.
We're gonna take a quick break real quick. We're gonna hope we get an A game out of this fourth quarter. 37-21 after that touchdown. Cowboys lead over the Volunteers. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. This is Bowie Volunteer Football on Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial, auto, or even life and health insurance, their knowledgeable agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Welcome back, everybody. After an explosive offensive performance there from the Volunteers, they now line up at the 40-yard line for the kickoff. We thank you for joining us here late in the game. If you're just now joining us, it's 37-21. Bowie and the Volunteers trail by just 16 with a big chance to turn it around, and the kickoff is underway. 3:05. It's going to be an onside kick opportunity. It's still on the ground. Coppell able to fall on it there at their own 38-yard line. So I like the idea there. They're trying to get something crazy to happen here, trailing by 16. But I don't know. Was that more risk than you would like there, John?
It was a call that you needed to make. You're down by 16, which is in high school more of 2 scores than 3 because it's easier to get 2s because when you're at the 2-yard line. But you're down 2 to 3 scores. You need something. If you get it, you're in good field position. You just have to stop Coppell. Coppell's been able to run off most of the clock in the third quarter and only walked away with 3 last drive. So, I mean, there's positives to it.
Oh, no doubt about it. Now we're back to Edwin Griffin in the backfield. And Bachway to his right. The handoff goes to him, and he breaks free. He's at midfield, gets dragged down. A spin move. Another broken tackle. He's at the 40, 30. He's going to go all the way as well. Holy Toledo. There's Mbakwe down the sideline for 6.
Wow. Bowie had 3 or 4 different tries to get Mbakwe to the ground. That kid looked like he was Ricky Williams I don't know if reincarnated is the word. Ricky Williams redone, recopied. He broke a tackle. He broke another tackle. It was college football 25 right in front of me.
It would have taken multiple Bowie players there to try to drag him down. He was just a train of steam going through the backfield there. Another huge score for about 60 yards there for the Cowboys.
And that's why they tell you to wrap up. The first 2 defenders went with their head. They went low on a big running back. You have to wrap up. And Mbakwe is a big kid. You have to hit him in his chest and get him down.
And now the extra point is good there for the Cowboys. 44-21 is our new score. We'll be right back after a short break here on Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing.
Taqueria Taco Express is your one-stop shop for all things authentic Mexican in Arlington and Grand Prairie. And this fall, you'll now have 4 stops to choose from. Visit the new location off 20 and Little Road or any of their 3 original locations and try their $10 Taco Tuesday. It includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca. They also feature new birria items plus tortas, gorditas, and more. Find out just how much more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com. PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Wilemon Field after another big 60-plus yard touchdown there for the Cowboys. 2:50 on the clock, and the kick is on its way there for the Cowboys. Going to reach the end zone once again. They're in Volunteer territory. They take it out of the middle of the end zone. It's number 25 down the right side. He's able to get a block flag on the ground as he stays in bounds. Number 25 there for the Volunteers. That is Princeton Campbell. Able to drive that one into positive yardage.
And Campbell was trying to make an impact play there with the return. When the ball's 5 yards deep in the back of the end zone, you're wasting time at that point more than making the impact, unless you know you're going to make positive yards. When you're down at 25, you've wasted 4 seconds, 6 seconds to be back where you would have if you just took the knee. So sometimes that's just little coaching things that. And Campbell's just a sophomore. That's one of the things you teach him as he grows. But that's this coaching things that when you're down like this and you know you have a hot offense, you want to give your team as much time as you can.
I think I see it in the other direction. I think that you get the ball. I mean, I know it's tough there in the middle back part of the end zone, but maybe you want to see if you can break free. I mean, big touchdowns have been a big part of this Bowie's 21 points. I mean, maybe they're just looking for that explosiveness.
But now there is a flag on the opposite side of the field that's pushed Bowie back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
So when you do things like that, yes, you're trying to make that big play. If the rest of your team's not paying attention enough to where they can prevent you from getting that flag, you're at 25, but now you're at the 5 because of that. And you put your team in harm's way of something terrible happening and Coppell getting the ball back in great field position if you can't move the ball.
Larry Nichols and the Volunteers trail by 23, 44-21. We see the running back in motion. Nichols steps back to throw. It's a screenplay. There to his halfback. And number 14 gets struck down there. Denzel Ponder. We've seen him a few times here in the second half. He's able to get some solid yardage there. Going to be second about mid-range here for the Volunteers.
That was a good time to use the screen. You know that Coppell, especially on the 5-6-yard line, Coppell's coming with everything they got. They've been showing you the blitz all night. You haven't been able to get screens. Instead, Nichols has been rolling out. He's been using his legs, so it's worked. Good time there. Get a second and short.
Nichols in the backfield again. Pump fake. Makes a juke. He's down to the 20. And that's where he goes down, right around the 21, 22-yard line. Still in his own territory, but definitely there for a first down. That's what the Vols want to see.
And Nichols came out looking for Samaj Green, number 1, the receiver. There was a defender from Coppell right in his face. He jumped. He pump faked him and rit underneath. Guy goes up, you go low, but it was a good job by Nichols to go low, get 5 more yards, 10 more yards, get you to 20 yards on 20-yard line and get the first down.
So the offensive showdown continues. Bowie in their own territory still. Ball on their own 26, I want to say. There's the snap. Handoff. Back to Ponder. And he's got nowhere to go. Might even lose a couple there. 3 Cowboys on the coverage.
Knocked him all the way back to the 22-yard line. Be second and long. So that's a negative play when you're trying to get back. Minute 15 seconds left to go. You're down by 23. You're still in range with the whole fourth quarter to come back and try to catch these Cowboys, but you can't have negative plays. You can't have fouls like that. You can't have fouls like we saw earlier on the kickoff return.
There's Dylan Talley at the bottom, wide receiver 1. Only 3 wideouts here for the Vols. Snap goes to Nichols. He looks around, now bounces through the front of the pocket. He's going to take it himself there for about another 4 or 5 yard gain up to the 30. Maybe not enough for the first down here, but it's going to be 3rd and short here for the Vols.
That was a good job by Nichols. He used his legs. He saw that Talley was covered. He wasn't able to get to the right side where Zion Shelley was sitting there waving his hands open. Talley was able to duck underneath. Coppell's leaving these holes in their zone because they're blitzing so much that Nichols is able to use his legs and get gains like that.
Now he's back to the right side. Wheels and deals. That one dropped, though, by number 4, Osunde Brown. And he gets tackled before he was even able to get the hands on the ball there. by the Cowboys. So in a good defensive stand there on 3rd and short. Looks like the offense will stay on the field here for 4th down.
And Sunday Brown, he saw the safety Matthew Nitzel come up, and he had the first down. If it hit his hands, it went to the ground, saw the safety, he heard the footsteps, and it brought up the 4th down. But in a game like this, you have to bring that ball in.
No doubt about it. Now it looks like we do have a timeout called by the Volunteers, so we'll be right back.
Actually, it's the end of the time ran out. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. Going into the 4th quarter, 44-21. Bowie's going to have the ball on their 30-yard line when we come back. And the 4th quarter, this is Zach Arnold Productions, Jett Holly, Zach Nelson, bringing you Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
All right, welcome back to Wilemon Field for the 4th quarter of action. 44-21, Bowie Volunteers lead trail the Cowboys coming out of the 4th quarter. Larry Nichols takes a snap on 4th and 2. He fires over to Dylan Talley. That ball goes through Dylan Talley's hands. Turnover on downs. And that is how the Bowie Volunteers drive is going to end after that 4th and 2. So Coppell's going to take over the ball at the 30-yard line. And fans, we wanted to thank our sponsors of the 4th quarter, Pecan Park Dental. Pecan Park Dental offers various dental services tailored to meet your individual needs. With the latest technology and friendliest staff in town, let Pecan Park help you achieve and maintain your healthy teeth for a lifetime. Call 817-497-8826 to schedule your way to a bright smile. And I'm sure the Coppell Cowboys are smiling right now.
No doubt about it. They got that 44-21 lead here on the road in East Arlington. There's another handoff to Mbakwe, but he's got just about nowhere to go. They're going up against the Bowie defensive line. Another great stand there by the front 7. Cowboys trying to move into hurry-up offense. Here's Griffin in the shotgun. He takes the snap here in a moment. Calls for the audible instead. Looks to his sideline. Head coach Wiley, the main play caller here for the Cowboys. You can feel the energy here at Wilemon Field. Now Griffin gets set. And Mbakwe to his right.
All the energy's on this side of the ballpark. That's why we feel it.
Now Griffin loads back up. He's got a man wide open down the sideline. Caught. Touchdown. Cowboys. They extend their lead into the 50s. Here in Arlington, there's Hassman once again.
And that's busted coverage by Bowie. A good pump fake by Griffin. Bowie was looking in the backfield. Hassman's able to get into the end zone. Walks right into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game. 50-21, pending this extra point. The Volunteers are looking to looking at an 0-3 record. The positive that you could take away from this, if you're the Volunteers, with the way the thing's going, this is all non-conference. To a lot of us, when I played at Arlington, non-conference is just preseason. You wanted to figure out where your team was at. You're playing against a top team in the state, like Coppell, so you know what you can work on going into conference play. That extra point from Coppell was good. 51-21 here in the 4th quarter. 11 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the ball game. It looks like there is a flag out there on the extra point.
So let's see what that is. Extra point is good if it stands. 51-21, Coppell trying to lead by 30 points here over the Vols. They are having a discussion here on what the flag will be.
Wonder if a man jumps or something happened. Maybe not enough players on the field.
Surely, if it's against Bowie, Coppell would just decline it and take the point, right?
They did go for 2 earlier in this game just to do it when you were leading 20-0, kind of make a statement. So it'd be interesting to see if it's on Bowie, they might try to make a statement here to
I
all
mean,
the other teams in the district.
although the lead has been growing, Bowie has never really laid down, per se. They've always been kind of fighting their way back, finding those explosive plays.
And it's a much different sideline for the Bowie Volunteers that we see now than we saw before halftime. Before halftime at 21-0 and 20-0 and 27-0, the sideline looked broken down. But now players are at least on the sideline up with helmets in hand, watching their teams play and fight hard. There was a flag on the play. They're going to re-kick. The flags looks like a false start. So they move the ball back 5 yards. The extra point is up again, and this one is good. 51-21. Cowboys lead over the Volunteers. 11 minutes, 17 seconds left to go here at Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington. We're going to take a quick break. This is Zach on Productions presented by John Wade Roofing here at Wilemon Field for Bowie Volunteer Football.
Hey Arlington residents, are you tired of rising insurance rates? Then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services Inc. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Welcome back to Wilemon Field, where the Coppell Cowboys have came into Wilemon. They've put up 51 points over the Bowie Volunteers. But Bowie's getting the ball back on this kickoff return, which is kicked into the end zone, fielded out the back of the end zone, brought out to the 15, 20, makes a man miss, hurdles over a man, finds a little lane to the outside, 20, 21, 22-yard line. That is where Bowie will take over for this drive. Down 30. Trying to build momentum going into district play, where next week they will be here in the Battle of New York Avenue between 2 Arlington schools, the Bowie Volunteers, the Sam Houston Texans.
Ooh, that's going to be a good matchup. Speaking of things we're seeing across Division 6A, Arlington Martin still trailing Mansfield 42-31, and Arlington High trailing Weatherford 19-9. So that offense for the Colts not really moving.
It's not much of a good thing. The district itself that haven't had many wins. Next week, just think about it like this: Sam Houston's 1-2. There's
Right.
a lot of teams have like Lamar has yet to win. Bowie is yet to win. So Sam Houston's leading the division going into district play. 1st and 10, the ball is handed off up the middle, brought down at the 25-yard line. There's still a lot of, like I said, there's still a lot of time to play in the season. We're only into September. Today's September the 13th, Friday the 13th.
Yep.
And it's a scary sight we see on the scoreboard.
No doubt about it. 51-21, 30-point lead here for the Cowboys. And the thing you don't want to see if you're the Bowie Volunteers is that clock going down.
You want to be able to try to drive as fast as you can. I understand. And maybe their mindset is we're down by 30. It's hard to catch up, but you still want to play to the final whistle. Play as far as you can go until the game's too far out of reach. Second and 7, ball's handed off on a end around. Nope, handed off to the running back. He's brought down after a big run down to 29. That's going to put you at 3rd and short.
Ponder, the junior, continues to make progress there into the middle ground of the run game.
It looks like we have an injured Cowboy on the ground, number 11 for Coppell. They're going to check on him. We will be right back while they do that here on Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com. Thanks to Pecan Park Dental for supporting tonight's game. For busy families looking to improve their smiles, Dr. Stephanie Bangs offers clear aligners, a convenient, discreet way to straighten teeth without brackets and wires. Perfect for students, parents, and anyone who wants a beautiful smile with minimal fuss. Visit Pecan Park Dental in Arlington and make the clear choice for your family's dental health.
And we are back here, 3rd down and 2. The ball snapped over to Nichols. Nichols is running around. He's had pressure in his face. He finds a man, makes a man miss, finds a lane, gets it out to the 35, the 40, the 45. He's pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line. So when we came back out of that shotgun set, Nichols had 4 Cowboys in his face, and he was able to make all of them miss. Big run down to almost the 50-yard line to try to get a little momentum going for this volunteer offense.
It really just shows the athleticism there for Nichols. No matter what kind of pressure the Cowboys bring, he's able to stay elusive and find his way into open space, getting up to about a 30-yard pickup there for the balls.
After that big run, 1st and 10, balls thrown over to the left-hand side. That ball is caught at the 45-40. He makes a man miss, runs a man over at the 27. This kid, I haven't seen his number or name yet.
Brody Ferguson, the junior, coming in at tight end. He's getting some late minutes here, 9:24 on the clock, but he's making the most out of it right there.
That is how you make an impact when your time is limited on the field. You run a man over like your day is dependent on it. So now it's going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 29. Another screen over to Zion Shelley. Zion Shelley makes a man miss. Big tight end. He's dragging him down at the 16-yard line. Zion Shelley drug a defender for about 5 yards there. Back-to-back tight ends.
It's almost hard to tell what it is. It's either Bowie's offense just playing with so much physicality or maybe a slight weakness there and tackling there for the Cowboys.
It might be Zion Shelley. He's a big kid from where we sit here. I'm sure he looks a lot bigger down the field. Now we're looking at a 1st and 10. Bowie the closest they've been to scoring here this half. 1st and 10, roll out to the left-hand side, finds a man, finds a Sunday Brown. He gets it at the 8-yard line, cuts back in, gets tackled down about the 3-yard line.
And the Cowboys sure glad they made that tackle right there, or else Brown was going to be straight to the end zone there down the left sideline.
Bowie looking to score. They're down at the 3-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. 4 shots to goal to score. 9 minutes left to go on the clock. Down 51-21 here to the Cowboys. And they're looking to the sideline, waiting for a play.
Looks like they're waiting on number 25, Princeton Campbell, to make his way onto the field.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they run. Campbell is a big kid out there. Now they don't have Bowers out there running the ball. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they go. But they have 6'3" Dylan Talley, 1-on-1 at the top of the field right here, going left to right. He's at the far left corner. The ball is handed off up the middle, and that is gonna be. But waiting on the referee's call. He's brought down at the 1-yard line. Touchdown. The side judge comes in running with his hands up in the air. Touchdown. Volunteers. 3-yard touchdown run. And Bowie's back on the board.
And that's what you want to see. They actually only took up about 3.5 minutes there. Clock still going down here as they try to switch to the extra point. But Ponder just staying on his feet and finding his way across the sticks there for 6.
Ponder doing everything he can to get his way through that line, push back, and get into the end zone. But we're looking at something here that the referees are talking about something. We're waiting to see what's going on down there. They might have waved it off, or he might be short. We're waiting for the word here. The scoreboard has yet to change. It's still 51-21. Bowie's saying it's a touchdown.
Now?
It is a touchdown now. The side judge came in running with his hands in the air as a touchdown, but they've just went ahead and confirmed it. Touchdown, Volunteers.
So now that 30-point lead's down to 22, or to 24. Let's see if they can bring it to 23 here with the PAT.
Pinning this extra point, 51-27. Cowboys are still leading. 8 minutes left to go in the game. Both teams still have 3 timeouts left. So it's gonna be Bowie's gonna, I would think, would come out and try to get this extra point. Try to get the onside kick if they can. Try to get the ball back with not much time left. Try to make a dent into the scoreboard if they're not able to come back.
I think I got to make my mind up here. I don't think Bowie has a chance anymore if they don't stop the Cowboys here on 3 plays. I know it's a bold take, but it's one you got to think about here with just 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, and the way the Cowboys came out the second half, the clock has been ticking. They wasted away so much of the third quarter just to settle for 3 points on the first drive out of halftime. Meanwhile, Bowie's had a hard time moving the ball. Coach Sam's out almost to the hash marks, talking with the referees, talking about something. I mean, we're too far away to figure out what it is. If they could just put it on the microphone, I'll be happy.
Yeah, me as well. It's just hard to tell. We got the officials talking. We got maybe the Volunteer offense coming up with a scheme. I mean, this is where I would like to see the Volunteers go for 2, in my opinion.
This is where you pull the greatest play you can think of. Well, you know what would be a good play? The annexation of Puerto Rico. I learned that from Little Giants. You can get that here with a 2-point conversion. You'd be down by 22 or 23.
Yep. Anything can happen here late in the game. Friday night lights.
It's a beautiful night out, though. It's still kind of warm for
About low
September,
90s. Yeah.
just think though that the first day of fall is only 2 weeks away. It's Friday the 13th, so it's an interesting night. It's not October yet, but we're waiting for that cool breeze. It'd be nice if there's a window in this box, though.
Yep, we're lucky to have glass here at least.
Touchdown has been confirmed. Bowie's lining up for the extra point. Ball is snapped. Zion Shelley the holder. That ball is up and good. And there's a flag.
No good. Let's see if the
good.
flag can bail out the Volunteers here.
It was no good, but there's a flag thrown directly, and it hit the flag hit the Coppell defender in the back. So I don't know if the flag was on.
Is
the
that
defender.
taunting on the official? No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever the kid said, the referee might not have agreed with it.
I mean, maybe an excuse to throw the flag at.
Thrown at the back of number 8, Blake Isbell. Maybe he wanted to point out who the flag was actually on to
make it a little easier. Just throw it right at him.
Throw it right at him.
Obviously, jokes aside, it was obviously an accident.
Yeah.
We're just poking fun at it.
This is what happens. It's hot up here.
Yeah.
There's no water. The AC cuts in and out.
We're getting closer to 10 o'clock. It's close to my bedtime
Yeah,
here.
it's a little delusional here. Have to wait to see what the flag is. Bowie's extra point offense is walking off the field.
This has got to be the longest extra point I've ever seen.
It looks like they're going for 2. Here comes Larry Nichols running back on the field. He has a 2-point play in mind.
That's what I was waiting to see here. I want to see the Vols try to get more points.
It wouldn't surprise me if the ball goes to Dylan Talley. He's 6'3".
Or Shelley. He's got some impressive hands tonight as well.
Shelley has been very unstoppable. He had 4 catches in the first half for 54 yards. He's had a few more catches here in the second half. I wonder what his stat line is going to look like at the end of the game. He's got to be close to 100 yards.
Here's number 45 checking in for Coppell.
Bowie's going to have a line up for 2. One receiver out to the top of the field. It's going to be Dylan Shelley. And there's going to be a timeout.
Called by Coppell.
Called by Bowie.
Whoa, I didn't see that. Whoops.
And Bowie came out with 1 receiver and the timeout called by Bowie. So now, as they take a timeout, we're sitting here waiting for this 2-point conversion. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. 51-27, waiting for this conversion to happen here on Bowie Volunteer Football, presented by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
And we're back here at Wilemon Field. My mistake. I'm sorry, Jett. The timeout was called by Coppell. Coppell's coach Kim was running up down the field, and Coach Antonio Wiley of this top-ranked Coppell Cowboy team getting ready to make a run into their district play. Coming in here ranked in the top 10 according to Inside High School Sports in the Metroplex.
Well, it was a little bit confusing there. The ref. Oh, here's the play. Handoff left side.
And he is going to be brought down in the backfield. The snap was really quick. They had 1 receiver up top. Dylan Talley is one-on-one coverage. I guess that was meant to throw Coppell's defense off. Bowie hands the ball off, brought back for a 5-yard loss, and that's how that drive is officially going to end. 51-27, 8 minutes left to go in the ball game here at Wilemon Field. We're going to take a quick break while Bowie tees off to kick the ball off away back to the Cowboys. This is Zach on Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Thanks to Pecan Park Dental for supporting tonight's game. For busy families looking to improve their smiles, Dr. Stephanie Bangs offers clear aligners, a convenient, discreet way to straighten teeth without brackets and wires. Perfect for students, parents, and anyone who wants a beautiful smile with minimal fuss. Visit Pecan Park Dental in Arlington and make the clear choice for your family's dental health.
And we're back here at Wilemon Field, 51-27. Cowboys lead over the Volunteers. The ball is kicked off, is short, and Coppell is able to fall on it on the onside kick, brought in at the 49-yard line, and that's where the Cowboys will take over.
Perfect execution there by Alex Kraus. He was able to secure the ball, number one, and then turn his back to those incoming Volunteers at the middle portion of the field. So that's where Coppell will take over, I believe, in Bowie territory. No, on their own 49-yard line. So they're going to be right there knocking on the door of Volunteer territory here. It's back to Edwin Griffin taking the backfield, and it looks like maybe a new running back there, number 18, Josh Locke. Now he gets into the shotgun formation. Just one man in the backfield. Handoff does go to Locke. He's able to break free. One man in front of him. Down the left side. Can Coppell do it? They will. On his first snap of the game, number 18, Josh Locke, the senior running back, gets in for 6.
Locke is lock and key in this game. Locke came in ready to break any chance you got. That's how you make a play when you come off the bench. You've been waiting for that moment. 51-yard touchdown run. That's basically going to ice the game now at 57-27. Bowie had no answer for what run was coming. They knew something was coming to milk the clock. They just let Locke run down the end zone, run down the field and score the touchdown there. That's basically going to give these Coppell Cowboy fans here in front of us an exciting car ride home.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. When you give up a run play like that, I mean, not to mention the poor special teams there with the onside kick, you just got to tip your cap to the Cowboys here. They have taken care of business and have secured this one. But still 8 minutes to go here at Wilemon Field. We'll be right back in a moment here from Zach Arnold Productions, sponsored by John Wade Roofing.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Wilemon Field in East Arlington, Texas. Texas high school football here on Zach Arnold Productions. It's 58-27. Coppell and the Cowboys lead the Bowie Volunteers. Now we have another kickoff here for Coppell. It's at the 40, and it's in the air. All the way down to the end zone. There on the east side. So 8:05 on the clock. And, Jott, we've been talking a lot about what Bowie should look like here. We know it's late in the game. They're trailing by more than 30 points here. What's just something crazy that you want to see here? What should we expect here from the Bowie Volunteer offense?
I think if you're Bowie, I don't know. Coming into the game, we didn't know the status of Bowers, the running back, but we knew that he was one of the leading rushers in the area when it came to yardage. He hasn't played, so we don't know if he was injured or not. If you do or don't, if you know he's coming back next week, you want to try to build something towards that. You know, next week you have a tough game against Sam Houston, who has been very, very good this year at home, especially. So you want to build towards that, and you want to do what you can to try to get momentum, get confidence in your quarterback, and maybe get the playing time for the backups.
And now it looks like Bibbs is checking in at quarterback here for the Volunteers. He overthrows his man, number 3, Antonio Berdro, there on the right side. So their intended receiver there missed by Bibbs, the backup quarterback coming in. 7:59 on the clock. Incompletion pauses the clock there. So Volunteers return to their own 25-yard line. Looks like a nickel defense here for Coppell. Now the backfield, he's got number 14, Ponder, to his right. Now he waits the snap. Offensive line is ready. Man coverage here from the Cowboys. Empty backfield after Ponder moves to the right. Bibbs trying to break a tackle. He does, and is able to pick up about 6-7 yards there on the quarterback keeper.
Bibbs has been very good with his legs. The few times he came in earlier in the game for Nichols when he was hurt, Bibbs has done a good job. That I would think that as a kid as athletic as Bibbs is, needs to be playing another position if he's not going to be able to start at quarterback for this, at least for this season. When you have a kid that quick who can do what he can with his legs, he needs to be playing as a slot receiver or something to get him the ball more, get him more playing time somewhere along the way.
There's Ponder in motion. Throw goes to the left there for Tally. Tally's able to pick up about 4 or 5 there, moving it up to the 35-yard line. Still in Volunteer territory. Scoreboard says first down, so a good pickup there for Tally and the Vols. Now, back under center, moving now to shotgun is Bibbs. Ponder to his right. 4 wideouts here for the Vols. Throw goes to the left. There's Tally again. The toe drag there at the 41 keeps the Volunteers moving here.
Tally now has 7 catches on the game. He had 1 catch all of the first half. 7 catches now in the game. A lot of it came in late, but it's doing a good job of getting the ball in your best player's hands to build momentum, forge something to this game into the next game.
That's where I would put the phrase, better late than never. Here as Bertero gets the pass here and then gets demolished from the backside. Matthew Neitzel, the senior safety there for Coppell. On the coverage there for the Cowboys, 58-27, still the score. Clock winding down, 6:45. Time running out here for the Volunteers. Still a healthy crowd here on the visiting Coppell side.
The other side, they're kind of counting the clock down.
Bibbs, another quarter pass. Tally couldn't haul it in off of the orange gloves. There for number 8, Dylan Tally.
It's hard to overthrow a receiver that tall, but Bibbs came out. That might be the part of the backup training because he is a year younger than Nichols. He's not used to throwing that ball to the left to a receiver on a comeback. Overthrew Tally a little bit, but that's something that he'll work on throughout the year.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Bibbs rushed that throw a little bit. Just kind of saw the pocket collapsing there. Decided to get rid of it. Here's Bibbs once again. Volunteers at the Coppell 45. This one to the air. Tally is able to jump up and boss the quarterback there. Ball pokes out. They're going to rule it I think they're going to rule it a reception. And then he was down before the ball popped out.
That was a great catch. He went up at the highest point like a basketball center, brought that ball in. He has a corner on him who's not as tall. Tally able to use that long frame, those long arms, bring it in, and then push the man off of him to get a few more yards. The disrespectfulness to step over the man after he brought the ball in.
He hopes Colorado was looking at that one. There's one to number 4, Asunde Brown. Down the corner. Did he touch the pylon? The ref says he does. Touchdown, your Volunteers. Making it just 33-58. Still 6 minutes on the clock.
At you're down 25, you have to go for 2 here. It's a steep hill to climb. But that's a motivator for your receivers. It's a good job by Bibbs. Bibbs has had him playing time in and out throughout the game today. On a team that's 0-2, looking at 0-3.
Bibbs left side going for Tally. Can't get the reception. Good coverage there by number 27 there for Coppell. That's going to be Kurt Collier, the cornerback senior for Coppell on the coverage. So we step away after the touchdown. 58-33, Bowie trails. Here on Zach Arnold Productions, brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
Zach Arnold Productions is proud to service the greater Arlington and DFW area. With experience in broadcasting, podcasting, web series, public address, marketing, and public relations, Zach can help you tackle any modern communications task. Whether you need an announcer for your sporting event or just need help proofing a press release, be sure to call 817-319-2402 to see how you can find energetic media solutions for your task with Zach Arnold Productions. John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Wilemon Field, home of the Bowie Volunteers. It's 58-33. Bowie missed the two-point conversion. Here's another onside kick opportunity right back to Alex Kraus. So he does another good job of maintaining the onside kick. Still 6 minutes, so Bowie continues to fight here, but it has been an offensive showdown for Coppell. 473 yards of total offense for the quarterback, Griffin and company here. But talk about a nice little performance there for Larry Nichols as well. 9 carries for 122 yards on the other end for the Volunteers. So it's just been a fun game to watch. I couldn't have asked for a better first game.
And Nichols did a good job. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground. His passing numbers, though, they weren't as great. 18 for 27, 167 yards, no touchdowns, but no picks. So there's positives there to take away from.
Griffin gets the handoff to Mbokwe. He's going to break free down the 20-yard line at the 10. He will win the foot race for another Cowboy touchdown. Number 6. That's Omarion Mbokwe for the Cowboys.
And Mbakwe, just like his backup lock, Mbakwe came back in after a nice little rest on a one-play drive. He has his own little one-play touchdown, 52-yard rushing touchdown. Bowie's defense just watched him walk by. They didn't want to touch him, didn't want to give him a hug, or didn't want to give him a high five or anything. Can't even breathe on the running back. And now they've given up 64 points to Coppell is a top 10 team in the area. 64 points is a high number.
And another successful PAT, so 65-33 is our score here in Arlington. We take another break, 5:48 to go here on Zach Arnold Productions, brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
Hi everybody, Paul Lovato from Jambo's Barbecue at the historic Arlington Steakhouse here on Division Street. You know we have the best barbecue in Arlington, but did you know we cater special events? From wings for your tailgate party, to smoked prime rib for your wedding reception, and everything in between. We've got you covered. Call us today. Peace, love, barbecue, and football.
I'm back to Wilemon Field, historic Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington at the Sam Houston campus here in Arlington. Beautiful night, but not beautiful score. 65-33. The Coppell Cowboys are dominating the Bowie Volunteers tonight. It has been domination left, right, and up the middle after we saw that big run there by Mbakwe to kind of cap off the night. We're going to give you a score update from our partners at Zach Arnold Productions and his dad, Pops, are over at Weatherford, covering Arlington High over on Facebook. 1916 The Score. Follow them on Facebook Exact the Voice. But the kickoff is deep, fielded at the 5-yard line, finds a hole, breaks to the 20, 35, and he's brought down at the 40. Good kickoff return there for Bowie, and that's where they're going to start their drive at the 40-yard line.
Zach Duncantel getting that one pretty far into Bowie territory there. So now they set up shop on their own 48-yard line. 48 seems a bit far there, but that's what the scoreboard says. Actually, it's going to be their own 38-yard line here at Wilemon Field. And so now looks like Bibbs is going to stay on as the quarterback here for the Volunteers. Mostly second-string defense here for the Coppell Cowboys as well.
And Bibbs has came in. He's had good moments. He's playing. He came in for Larry Nichols early in the first half, but now he's going to end the game to try to build some confidence in the young man.
Bibbs in the backfield looking for number 84. Xander Montgomery couldn't find him, overthrew him just a bit to the right side there. Incomplete pass, making it 2nd and 10.
This is where you let your backups come in, your juniors and sophomores that practice with you every day. They go out there. They've been in the heat since August. They went to training camp. You let them come in and get some confidence, get some momentum. You have district play coming up next week versus Sam Houston, so let them get some play.
Now this one to the tight end, number 19. We've talked about him before. Brody Ferguson able to haul that one in. and make his way closer to midfield, there to about the 43. 5:20 on the clock.
And Ferguson, just like Shelley, both are big tight ends. Like, they are legit tight ends. They're hard to bring down. It takes a whole team to bring those guys down.
No doubt about it. Now back to the backfield. He does have Ponder to his right. Here's Bibbs. Rolling to his right, feels the pressure, throws it away. Outside of the pocket there to the Coppell sideline. There to make it third down. Now 4th down and 6 to go. So it looks like the offense will stay on the field here for the Vols, trying just to get any forward progress they can get.
It's been a good time to mention that, Jett, I'm getting hungry. And it's
No doubt about it.
With it being 10 o'clock, everything's closing. But the good places to go to, some of our sponsors like Jambos, they got good barbecue. Go check them out over on Division and Taqueria Taco Express. They can always help you out.
And that one almost hauled in by Montgomery at the Coppell 39-yard line, but unable to be hauled in by the junior wideout. So it's going to be a turnover on downs there for Coppell, or for Bowie, now giving the ball to Coppell here with over a 30-point lead, 32 exactly there for the Cowboys.
And Jett, so with this being your first chance to play-by-play a high school in the city that you're from, granted it wasn't your high school, but it's a rival school. How's your experience going? What do you think about it?
This has been incredible. I mean, what did we talk about? I've already had 5 touchdowns called here at the historic Wilemon Field. I mean, I guess I've watched Bowie as a rival, but here today, I'm here to find a soft spot in my heart for the Volunteers. They've been through a tough game here, but they've just been a lot of fun to watch. I mean, Larry Nichols can really explode offensively on the ground, so I couldn't have asked for a better game here, John.
It's been a very explosive. Like you said, you have 4 or 5 touchdowns that you've been able to call. This is the highest scoring game I have seen. And I was here 2 weeks ago when it was 50-48. Last week when I was here for Sam Houston, it was 56-42. So I've seen a lot of high scoring games. I get to see one in the 60s, 65-33. You bring the points out, Jett.
I mean, I wasn't trying to, I guess, but it happens anyways. So let's see what Coppell does here. Looks like I'm pretty sure that's a new quarterback coming in for the Cowboys. Handoff up the middle. Big pickup there for a first down there for Coppell. New quarterback coming in as number 19, Kenneth Gibbs, the backup.
That's an old running back there. That's Locke, the senior who broke the touchdown run a couple drives ago. He got that big run up the middle for the first down.
Injured Volunteer on the field, so we might have to step aside here. Looks like they're going to bring the training crew out here. We'll be back in a moment here on Zach Arnold Productions, brought to you by John Wade Roofing.
Thanks to Pecan Park Dental for supporting tonight's game. For busy families looking to improve their smiles, Dr. Stephanie Bangs offers clear aligners, a convenient, discreet way to straighten teeth without brackets and wires. Perfect for students, parents, and anyone who wants a beautiful smile with minimal fuss. Visit Pecan Park Dental in Arlington and make the clear choice for your family's dental health.
And we're back here to historic Wilemon Field, 65-33. They're able to help that young man off for Bowie. Isaac Rodriguez, number 21. He's able to walk off under his own power. And fans, we want to mention to you the 5th quarter of the post game is brought to you by John Wade Roofing. Stay tuned. I'll give you updated highlights from around the area, final stats, our final breakdown of the Bowie Coppell game here at Wilemon Field, and let you know where to catch Zach Arnold Productions for your next Friday games next week.
So 3:45 on the clock. Cowboys rolling out the backup quarterback with Gibbs, Locke in the backfield as well. Coppell just letting as much time as they can roll off the clock here in the 4th quarter. 65-33 is our score. Now the Cowboys are locked and loaded. Gibbs waiting for the snap. He's got it. Handoff to Locke. Right side. He's going to roll. 10-5 touchdown. Cowboys, they have reached the 70s. No mercy coming from Coppell.
The only thing you can think of when it comes to the 70s is Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. And it looks like that all the life has been sucked out of Wilemon Field here on the opposite side, the home press box here for the Volunteers. The visitor side where we're sitting at in the press box, they're the ones that made the drive from Coppell. They're going to have a nice long ride home, 71-33, pending this extra point. And it's been a very rough game for the Volunteer defense. You have some positives that you can take away on offense, positives you can take away on defense. But at the end of the day, this is a non-conference against this is a non-district game against a top 10 opponent. This is why Coppell is ranked when it comes to high school football in the Metroplex. They come out here. They were able to lock down some of the best players. Bowie was out without their running back. They had a hard game for Larry Nichols, the quarterback. And you might be able to take some stuff away if you're the Volunteers, for the Cowboys. You're just smiling the whole way through.
Oh, no doubt about it. They got to feel a lot better about this one compared to a 28-27 win over Waxahachie a week ago. So now they're feeling pretty confident going forward. Are they going to district play as well?
Yeah, I believe district play starts
Pretty much statewide
next week. Within the next 2 weeks or so, some teams will have bye weeks here. But everybody's getting ready for district. You've had your 3 non-district games. Coppell was able to make the best of theirs. Bowie had struggled the first two. The first one here was a 50-48 double overtime loss in a close game last week. Another close game, 34-28 loss at Keller. So you were thinking, if you're Bowie and Coach Sam, that you had something to build off of. Today you just ran into a juggernaut that was not going to lose. That Coppell did not punt at all this game. They've settled for 1 field goal or 2 field goals, I believe. That they've done everything they can to make sure their offense has been dominant throughout the game.
And I mean, it really hasn't been a terrible offensive performance for Bowie. I mean, 33 points on the board, some impressive looks there from Larry Nichols, but they have just been unable to hold Coppell anywhere defensively. So a high kick there from Coppell gives some pretty solid field position there to the Volunteers, grounded by number 15, Gail Garcia. So that'll head us into another possession here for the Volunteers. We might take a no break here. So we're staying on here as Coppell makes their way onto the field defensively.
And if you're Bowie, something you take away, Lamar is 0-3. Arlington High at the moment is 1-1. They're playing right now. They're down 19-16 to Weatherford.
Right. Martin trailing 46-56 to Mansfield.
Martin trailing 46-56. They're looking at 0-3 as well. Sam Houston is 1-2. South Grand Prairie got a win 35-26 early yesterday. So there's benefits you take away from going into district play, that you're not that far down.
Bibbs gets the handoff and then handoff to a pitch there for Ponder. He's able to go all the way up to the 35-yard line. Another first down for the Vols. Now at the 35, 15 away from midfield. Bibbs now moving his offense around. He is going to have Ponder to his left. Tight formation. Probably a run play here. Handoff does go to Ponder up the middle. Able to pick up 5, up or over to 7 by the time he falls onto the ground. Nice push from his offensive line. Able to get him to the 42-yard line.
That's one area that Bowie's going to have to work on over the week for practice. The offensive line got pushed around by a very good, very aggressive Coppell team. Coppell was blitzing every play when they could, because they knew that Bowers was not playing today. They made it hard on Nichols, who was able to break big runs for 2 touchdowns.
There's a quick completion. Bibbs over to number 15. Gail Garcia again getting some touches here late into the fourth quarter. 2:15 on the clock. Bowie working on their 2-minute drill here. They're able to find their way out of bounds to stop the clock. Montgomery is the wideout here on the south side of Wilemon Field. 2:15 to go. Let's see if the tempo picks up here for the Volunteers. Looks like still a nickel defense here for Coppell. Now handoff up the middle. There for Ponder. He's able to go all the way up to the 40-yard line. Now well into Coppell territory here.
The backups that don't get a lot of playing time, they're making the best of what their opportunity is with 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Now it looks like Bibbs back into the shotgun formation. Ponder to his left. 4 wideouts. Handoff to Ponder. Makes a cut. Gets upfield, maybe about 2 yards or so. So 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Volunteers. Gibbs got to be feeling really confident on how he's able to run this offense by now. If he's like, worst case, just hand the ball off to your star junior running back there, Ponder. But let's see what he can do through the air.
Gibbs done a good job using his legs in opportunities as well, too.
Ponder able to break through again. Another pickup. He's going to be at the 31 now. Now just strolling right through Coppell territory. They're running out of time, though. 1:20 to go here in the fourth. Let's see if they hurry up the offense here. Bibbs in the backfield with Ponder. Not seeing him as enough hustle here from the Vols there on the bottom. Now Bibbs gets the snap. Looks left. Here's where he goes. Oh, my goodness! The bobble! Is it going to go all the way? It's intercepted by the Cowboys. 3 men in front of him. Okay, Bowie is able to stop the play there. Interception from number 34, Tyrell Robertson, the safety junior, there for Coppell. Able to bring that one about 30 yards.
Number 15, Ferguson, the tight end, whose name we've called a few times today for being sure-handed when the ball is thrown at him. He has the opportunity. He's one-on-one. The corner comes in on a blitz. He's by himself. Bobbles it into the hands, into an interception. The first turnover of the game for the Cowboys.
And it looked like right there where they could have just maybe gone another 30 more yards towards the end zone, a bobble into a large interception puts the Cowboys there at the 44-yard line. Just a really tough look when you wanted to end the game on maybe somewhat of a positive note.
And it looks like Coach Wiley for the Cowboys is not going to try to go for 80 here. He's going to take the knee at the 45-yard line in this game with a score of 72-33. Everything was left on the field tonight for the Cowboys. For the Volunteers, a lot was left on the field, but a lot's going to be talked about through practice this week. Giving up 72 is not something that you want to do, even if it's to a team as good as Coppell.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, this was a game against, some would say, a top 15 opponent in the state. Now with 33 seconds, you got to be proud of what you got here tonight. You saw Dylan Talley make some really good catches late in the game. You saw when you're down to your second string running back there, they were still able to at least have somewhat of a force there with Ponder on the ground game. So this one is going to be time expired here. We got 14 to go. But Coppell lines up in victory formation here for the handshake. They're going to be going home happy tonight.
And fans, those who stayed with us, thank you for staying with us. We're going to bring you into the fifth. We're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll come back, bring you in for the fifth quarter post game presented by John Wade Roofing. The final score here at Wilemon Field, 72-33. Coppell Cowboys over the Bowie Volunteers. Bowie's going to drop to 0-3, but next week's district play. We'll be right back after this quick commercial for the fifth quarter post-game show. This is Zach Arnold Productions presented by John Wade Roofing.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Fans, thank you for sticking with us. Final score here at Wilemon Field, 72-33. The Coppell Cowboys came into Arlington, put up 70 points on the Bowie Volunteers. Bowie's going to drop to 0-3. Coppell's going to go to 0-3 as district play is right around the corner. Thank you for staying with us. This is the fifth quarter presented by John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was a team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all-conference and conference champion honors, all-conference conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, John started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by his legacy the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs of gutters, painting, solar, and more, call a family that does more at 817-265-5520.
Well, John, I'll tell you what, as they play the alma mater here for Coppell on the road, a lot of guns up, a lot of smiles as they now hit the road back up north in the Metroplex with a final score of 72-33. Bowie's definitely got to go back to the drawing board here, but I think they have some takeaways here. What would you start off with?
The first thing I'll start off with is that your quarterback, Larry Nichols, had over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. You went the game without your running back, Darius Bowers. We don't know if he was hurt. We assume now that he was hurt, obviously, that he missed the game today. But if you know that you'll get him back soon, you have a takeaway there. He ran into a good team. The last 2 games were tough games. He ran into a really, really hard-fought team. You have some takeaways from your quarterback. Your receivers played well. Dylan Talley only had one catch in the first half. You need to get him the ball more as the game goes on. They were able to do that in the second half. By that point in time, the score though was 20-point lead. You have to get him the ball more when you're in the game closer. And another takeaway is that a lot of teams in the district only have one win. You have two teams in Lamar and Martin that are looking at 0-3 records right now. Arlington's on the road, currently 1-1, but they're in the game they're trailing, and Sam Houston is 1-2. So at 0-3, it looks bleak. But going to district, everybody starts district play 0-0.
No doubt about it. Yeah, district play is where everything, you mentioned it before, everything else non-district is kind of preseason. Then you go into your district games, see what can go down. But my final takeaway here is for Bowie, I just didn't see a positive culture here. When they got down by more than 14 points, there was a lot of heads down, there was helmets laying around. That's just not what you want to see if you're a Bowie team that has a lot to fight for. I mean, it was down to a 16-point game at one point there in the second quarter. You got to keep fighting. You got to believe in yourself. And I think that might come down to the coaching staff just not being, prepared to handle the emotions of these young guys. But in the end, you're definitely right. They faced a very, very good Coppell team who came in with an impressive offense, 72 points. But if you're Bowie, you tip your cap and you move on and start district play strong there against Sam Houston.
Yeah, like you said, you started to play strong. You're playing a Sam Houston team who's been very, very hard to beat. We saw Sam Houston the last 2 weeks. Last week Sam Houston put up 42 points in a loss to Burleson Centennial. So Sam Houston could score a lot of points. This week is a little bit different. They went on the road to Irving MacArthur, lost 28-14. So the battle of New York Avenue next week is going to be a hard-fought one between two teams that are both going to be fighting for a win to start off district play. You do not want to go down with a negative feeling in your stomach after going 0-3 non-district to go lose to your not even cross town, cross street.
Yeah.
This is the same street, just on the other side of the 20. You do not want to lose to them as district play starts because it only gets harder. You still have to play South Grand Prairie. You still have to play Haltom. You still have Arlington. Arlington right now they're in a dogfight with Weatherford. Martin is in a similar boat. Martin lost to teams like Austin Westlake. But when district play starts, it's a different switch. So you want to build that confidence, build that momentum, and Coach Sam, he knows he has a tough road ahead of him after how the last two games ended before today. He knows now we got to build his team up again.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And I think I like the confidence that I saw towards the later part of the game. The second stringer started to come out, second and third string players, and I mean they were moving the ball all the way up to the mid 20-yard line there for the Volunteers. And then that late interception there off of the hands of number 19, Brody Ferguson. I mean, that kind of sealed the cap on this one, but there was just so many good points to take away from this game. I mean, even down when you go down the depth chart, Bowie was still able to move the ball fairly well. And that's just something you got to take with you to Sam Houston.
And it was a good sign of respect for both teams. Coppell fought hard. Bowie fought hard. They're still on the field talking as the Coppell fans are talking to the families. The kids are gonna have a nice ride home. Score update from Rutherford. Arlington has jumped up 23-19 the score. So tune over to Zach in Pops on Facebook to catch the end of that game. It's gonna be a close game over there. For us here at Wilemon Field, we will be back. We will be back next week. We'll be back next week for the Battle of New York Avenue. Pops will be on the call. I will be on the call at Birdville Stadium as Arlington High takes on Haltom. Jett hopefully will be on the call next week.
To be determined.
To be determined. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great games to watch. The next game Friday, September 20th. Oh, I'm sorry. Friday, September 20th, Bowie versus Grand Prairie is going to be the next game here. And then we get the Battle of New York Avenue. Make sure you check out all the games, YouTube Live and Facebook Live. For all of us at Zach Arnold Productions, we thank you for supporting local football and local businesses for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Until next time, this is John Holly. This is Jett Nelson with his first play-by-play football game. Catch him out on UTA Radio, baseball, basketball, softball, and volleyball. Good night from Wilemon Field with the final score, Coppell Cowboys 72, Bowie Volunteers 33.